Blog Talk Radio.
Here we go. Blast off.
This is True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of business.
Give him capitalism or give him death.
That's it. Period.
Broadcasting from his Skyline office studios in beautiful downtown Austin, Texas.
You sound fruitier than a box of Fruit Loops, for Christ's sake.
And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the prognosticator of prognosticators, the man they call Ghost.
What's up, man? How's it going, folks? And thank you for tuning in with me to another edition of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. Before we get started on anything else, I'd like for everybody to please spread it around like wildfire and let everybody know that True Capitalist Radio is in effect and in the house. And we are live every Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. It is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And, of course, if you have not already done so, folks, please follow me on Twitter. The official Twitter of this broadcast is PoliticsGhost. All one word, no underscores, folks. PoliticsGhost is the name to follow. And I'm also on Gab, folks. If you're not familiar, it is the Twitter alternative. You can get there by typing into your browser gab.ai, and I'm also on that particular social media platform with the same name, PoliticsGhost. Anyway, folks, thank you very much for tuning in with me. I'd like to thank everybody who is listening live right now, and of course, if you're listening in the archive, I appreciate your patronage. We've been getting a lot of folks, new folks listening into the broadcast. I want to say thank you very much. And once again, the only way that this broadcast spreads around is if you take it upon yourself as a listener to spread it amongst your social media platforms, amongst your friends and followers. All right, folks? Anyway, let's go ahead and get right into the markets, folks. Now, we saw some unbelievable highs today in the market, and there, once again, it never fails. There at the end of the day, investors decided to start bailing out, cashing out, taking profits, and the reason that we're seeing this increase, or we were seeing the increase today in the markets, was because OPEC finally, according to reports, are finally going to make a deal on making production cuts on oil. As a result, folks, you had a market reaction, and on top of which, you've got Donald Trump nominating, Munchin? I hope I'm saying his name, Munchin, and Ross as Treasury and Commerce Secretaries, folks, and I think that solidified the market's consciousness on where the economy is going at this point in time. I think there's a lot of factors that are driving the optimism for the investor out here. Now, with that being said, some news came out today that states that the economy is actually doing fairly well. All right? Now, for you folks that are unfamiliar, an indicator came out today. It's called, and for you folks that are unfamiliar with this, let me attempt to try to explain it to you, because this is nothing more than just a methodology on figuring out future potential growth or lack thereof in the next remaining quarters here, or the next few quarters coming up. The Chicago PMI. The Chicago PMI, and if you are unfamiliar with the Chicago PMI, it is a kind of like a gauge. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a gauge in which one combines a whole variety of different factors in contemplating what growth is going to potentially happen in the American economy here. Now, the news that came out was it's actually very positive, all right? It's actually very positive, for Christ's sake, because what it's stating is that this Chicago PMI is surging in its estimates. Now, for you folks that don't understand what this is, let me kind of take this a step back. The PMI is called the Purchasing Managers Index. All right, it's like an indicator of like the health of the economy for the manufacturing sector. You know, now there's 5 different factors or indicators in this model, if you will, that basically comprise the PMI number that you witness whenever they come out and say that the Chicago PMI, went up. You know, it prints higher. Smashes estimates. There are 5 indicators within the Chicago PMI that comprise this number that everybody kind of either remains optimistic about or pessimistic about. Now, the 5 factors are as follows. New orders. That means new orders for any potential product or service. Well, this is the manufacturing sector, so it would be products. Inventory levels, meaning, how much inventory is available and how much demand there is. Production, meaning the ability of the production to handle the demand or lack thereof. Supplier deliveries, which is, of course, the people who can actually supply the capital goods to those that are actually manufacturing the products. And employment environment. Now, in the Chicago PMI number, 4 of those 5 factors were in the positive. The only one that was not in the positive in the Chicago PMI was employment. Employment is still falling, even though we have positive numbers and extreme unexpected spike-like growth in new orders, inventory levels, production, and supplier deliveries. But, man, employment environment, I mean, when we're seeing this fall, I don't see where the money's going to come from. I just don't see where it's going to happen. Now, thank God we have a president who understands the importance of having jobs in this country and putting the emphasis on jobs as a focal point. Now, I don't know if you all saw on my Twitter account, I did tweet a video of Munchin, the Secretary, or soon-to-be Secretary, Treasury Secretary. He says that the Trump administration's first objective, all right, their main objective, is to make sure that the American economy can grow at a GDP rate of 3 to 4% on a sustainable level. Now, folks, we haven't had, I can't even tell you when the hell we had last time we had 2 or 3% GDP growth. And Munchin, the Treasury Secretary, is putting it the first thing on his agenda to make sure that this economy grows on a consistent basis at 3 to 4%. Now, he believes we can do that by a variety of different factors. He believes that we can do that by bringing down corporate tax rates. Now, he wants to bring down that corporate tax rate to about 15%, which I think is great. Now, of course, the liberal argument is if you lower taxes on corporations, well, then where the hell is that money going to be offset from? Well, Munchin, I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, very, very smart. You can tell he's an economics guy, economics guru. This man said that, look, what's going to happen here is that when we bring down not only corporate tax, but we're going to bring in a bunch of money that's been sitting offshore. And this is what I've been talking about for years, folks. All right? Corporations have like trillions of dollars sitting offshore right now. And they can't bring it into the country because if they do, they are taxed twice an exuberant amount on the profits they generated from international markets. Now, for you folks that don't understand what I'm saying, let me try to say this in a simple form possible, all right? Let's say a multinational corporation based here in America, Okay? All the revenues generated in America, it has to pay American taxes. Well, what if that American business does business somewhere else? What if it does it in Scotland? What if it does it in Ireland? What if it does it in Britain? Well, folks, they have to generate the profits in those markets, and they have to oblige the tax codes of those markets. Now, once they generate revenues in those markets, they pay the taxes, and literally what they want to do, they want to bring the money back to America, but they can't because then they're taxed again, an exuberant amount of money, just to bring in the profits that they generated on another market in the international community, just to bring that money back into America. They want to tax them an exuberant amount of money, and that's why all these profits are sitting offshore. I'm talking trillions of dollars. Now, if we were to allow these corporations to bring in these trillions of dollars that are sitting offshore, this will encourage them to build the factories, to get the capital goods, to hire people. And this way we can generate actual personal income. Now, what Munchin did say is that with the lowering of the corporate tax at 15%, and of course lowering that tax to bring in the offshore revenues that multinationals that are based here in America have offshore, all right? What we have to do now is we have to create jobs. Now, when we create jobs, a part of Donald Trump's tax plan is that he is going to basically, anybody who is middle class or lower is going to pay very little, if not any, taxes at all. And where the people that are high income, personal income earners, that's when you're going to start seeing certain personal income taxes offset the corporate taxes. Now, I know this is a very, weird scheme of the tax system, but the reason that it needs to be generated to this capacity is so that the corporate taxes that are being cut, because it's a dramatic decrease from where they're at now to 15%, that's got to be made up somewhere. And let me see, somebody put on Twitter, his name is Mnuchin. Thank you very much for Chicago for Ghosts. Mnuchin is this guy's name, Treasury Secretary under the new Trump administration. He says that because we're going to generate so many jobs, because that's a necessity to get America's GDP growth on a consistent and sustainable 3 to 4% growth level, you have to create jobs, and in those jobs you want to create high-paying jobs so that you can generate tax revenues from those high-paying jobs. So in essence, the grand scheme of things as it pertains to the tax system is the way I read it, is that if you happen to be a corporation or probably a small sole proprietor business at this point, you're going to have a generous tax cut so that you can spawn the growth necessary to get this damn economy going. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm telling you, folks, I mean, the way that at this point in time the Trump's administration is constructing the new economy in 2017 looks very promising. And you even had Goldman Sachs, executives from Goldman Sachs being optimistic about the future out here. All right? And the reason is because we are going to be producers again. You know what I mean? We are going to be producers once again. We're going to produce products. And moreover, folks, I don't think that people are taking into account what Donald Trump can do by opening up our energy production capabilities. I'm talking about producing oil, which we have found an estimated $900 billion deposit here in Texas. They've discovered another deposit in Alaska, for Christ's sake. I'm talking also about coal. I'm also talking about all kinds of different energies, natural gas, so on and so forth. I mean, we could produce that here in America and sell it on the world market. I mean, we could take on OPEC. We're sitting over here worried about OPEC, for Christ's sake. I mean, we can undercut these people. We have the freaking production capabilities, for Christ's sake. And on top of that increase in energy production. Not only will it bring down the cost of our energy bills and the gasoline bills, which will put more money in the consumer's pocket, folks, it'll also create high-paying, blue-collar jobs that are going to be needed to go out there and drill the oil, to take these tankers to the refineries, to refine the oil into gasoline, to ship the gasoline to the gas stations, so on and so forth. So, I'm telling you this right now. I am optimistic at this point in time in the Trump administration as it pertains to the economy. You know what I mean? I'm not joking around. This is, I like what's being constructed here. I'm a business owner. I'm a capitalist, and I like the fact that this administration is going to make it more comfortable for me to expand my business, to get more employees, to potentially do things that I would otherwise not do under the current tax code that we have and under the current economic conditions we have in America today. So let me tell you something. I'm optimistic, and these investors in the investment community are optimistic as well. Now, we did close on the negative on the S&P and the NASDAQ, but let me tell you, the S&P and the Dow were up really high today. The stocks were booming. Everything was, let me tell you, it's bullish, but I just caution people. I've seen this before. What goes up must come down. We have yet to see the fourth quarter earnings. I know I talked about the Chicago PMI, but I don't like that unemployment falling number in the 5 indicators within the Chicago PMI. In my personal opinion, if people aren't employed, they're not going to spend money. If they're not going to spend money, you're not going to see growth.
Support for this podcast comes from UTSA. UTSA's graduate school has a top-tier program for your field of study and offers outstanding opportunities for hands-on research and scholarly publishing. The academic community of UTSA features a world-class faculty, a professional development center, and mentoring programs to contribute to your future success. UTSA, the University of Texas at San Antonio. Visit utsa.edu/graduate to learn more or apply.
We need to solve the unemployment problem so that we can create growth, so we can create jobs, and if we create growth and jobs, we create new wealth opportunities for entrepreneurs, for inventors, for people that want to be creative, so on and so forth, folks. So this is what's so important, that what Trump is doing is actually going to make America great again. On top of which, folks, I'm telling you, are you tired of winning yet, man? I'm telling you, you've got Ford that says they're going to stay here in America. You just recently had Carrier saying that they are not going to move their plant to Mexico, that they're going to stay here in America. So I'm telling you, Trump hasn't even taken office yet, and he's already saving jobs. We're winning, and he hasn't even been in office yet, man. Anyway, I'm loving this. I caution everybody, though, I would still not be holding anything long-term. Now, the only stock I did suggest to folks to hold long-term happened to have been Ford Motor Company. Y'all remember that? And I still am bullish on Ford Motor Company, especially after they announced that they're going to stay here in America. That means we're going to be producing out here. And the reason I suggested Ford Motor Company, folks, is because not only is it an international, multinational corporation based here in America, and the growth, it looks, well, let's just put it this way, it doesn't look like it's going to recede to any capacity. Now, at some point, maybe they can have that new badass car that becomes popular and it sells through the roof. It can make the stock go tremendously higher. The reason I like Ford Motor Company is because it's a cheap stock that gives a dividend. And that's what you want. If you want to hold things for the long term, not only do you want to hold the stock and keep your money there, but you want that money that's being held there to pay you some dividends. Pay you some dividends on a quarterly basis. Every quarter, you get paid so much money per share of stock that you own of that company. So this is why I always say, folks, you want to buy low, especially the blue chip dividend-paying stocks, so that your money can work for you. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's get to the market, shall we? We've got the Dow Jones Industrials up today. It was up high today, but it went down because there at the last hour, everybody wanted to cash out, take profits. The Dow Jones Industrials is up modestly, closed up modestly, I should say, 1.98 points, a percentage increase of 0.01% increase on the day, closing out the Dow Jones Industrials at 19,123.56 points for the Dow Jones Industrials. Let's get to the S&P, shall we? The S&P is down today 5.85 points, a percentage decrease of 0.27%, closing out the S&P at 2,198.81 points for the S&P 500. We got the NASDAQ. It was down today. For some reason, it was really down today. It is down 56.24 points, a percentage decrease of 1.05%, closing out the NASDAQ at 5,323.68 points for the NASDAQ composite. Now, once again, folks, as I stated, I would be very, very cautious at this point in time, very cautious on investing in the long term. We are definitely due for a contraction. Now, whether that contraction is going to be long term, I'm not really too sure. I don't think it's going to be like 2008 and 2009. Now that we've got some competent economic people and a damn good businessman of a president running this country. So even if we do see a contraction, I'm starting to believe now that we're not going to see, 9,000, 8,000 Dow Jones Industrial. I mean, we may. But I don't think it's going to be as long and drawn out as the 2008, 2009 crash was. I mean, it literally took everybody in America a good 3, almost 4 years to even bounce half-ass back. And even when people bounced half-ass back, they weren't even able to sustain that at this point in time. And hence, that's why you've got the fledgling economy that we're witnessing right before our very eyes right now. So anyway, folks, once again, I caution people from investing in the long term at this point in time. I think these stock prices are very inflated, and we should see a crash. But now that we've got a competent economic administration, even if the crash does happen, it's going to be very short term. And like I said, you better be sitting on lots of capital, lots of liquid, lots of cash, so that when that crash happens, whether it's a flash crash or a long drawn-out crash, you go in there and gobble up all those blue-chip dividend-based stocks. Because that's what you want, baby. I mean, that's why if you're a pattern trader or a day trader, that's why you make liquidity through that trading method. Or at least that's why I do. I mean, if I'm going to gain liquidity within the day trading pattern trading method of trading, it's going to be to take those profits and to gobble up more blue chip stocks so I can get paid more dividends on a quarterly basis, baby. So anyway, let me go ahead and continue going here. Let me get to the commodities, shall we? Because the commodities markets is really what fueled today's bullish increase in today's stock market, for Christ's sake. Because of OPEC, according to OPEC, they're going to cut production. And literally, I mean, this was the play to have today. I know people were saying, hey, I've been playing this ETF. It's going nuts. It's going through the roof, Ghost. Thanks a lot for telling us about oil and so on and so forth. That's why I said, I mean, I particularly got my positions out. And once I stated that we were going to see some increases, once OPEC took its goddamn turban head out of its ass and started making a move on cutting production, I knew we were going to see dramatic increases to this capacity. And that's literally what I did today. All right, I mean, it doesn't take a brain scientist. I mean, we've been talking about this for weeks. We've been waiting for these idiots for weeks to say, hey, I mean, are you going to freaking cut production or what? Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, let me go ahead and continue on here. Once again, OPEC claims that it's struck a deal and they're all going to cut production. I mean, I thought we heard this before like 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I take this with a grain of salt, but hey, it was good to gain some liquidity today if you were trading any kind of ETFs in conjunction with the rise of oil today, because it was a great day to play those ETFs. All right, a great goddamn day. Now, let's get to the energy. WTI crude oil, which is the crude oil which is consumed in North America, WTI crude is up today $3.75, a percentage increase of, get this, 8.29% increase on the day. On the day. I hope that you all filled up your gas tank this morning, or at least try to fill up your gas tank before the end of the day, because I'm telling you, you're going to see these gas prices go up. All right, you're going to see it all go up. I'm telling you that right damn now. Anyway, 8.29% increase on the day for WTI, closing out WTI sweet crude at $48.98 per barrel of WTI sweet crude. I mean, we've been waiting for this OPEC, god damn it. Anyway, we got Brent crude also up today, $4.09, a percentage increase of 8.82% increase on the day, closing out Brent crude at $50.47 per barrel of Brent crude oil. And let me tell you, gasoline is also up, folks. Gasoline is up 8.26% on the day. So let me tell you, tomorrow morning, if you didn't fill up on gas, you're going to see a dramatic increase on gas stations all across the country right before the holidays. So, I mean, it was a matter of time. Hopefully these damn idiots at OPEC are serious about this. But we shall see. You know what I mean? We shall see. And it's going to be the last time before the Trump administration takes office that OPEC has the world by the balls like this. Because once America becomes energy players in the world market, they're not going to be able to have this kind of stronghold over the oil market. I can guarantee you that right goddamn now. Anyway, natural gas is up also, folks. It is up 0.94%. And take a look at heating oil, folks. It's getting a little chilly now. I can feel a little chill in the air out here. Do you feel it? I feel a little chill in the air. And let me tell you, this heating oil play, you can do this every year. Because it gets cold every year. And what you do is you get an ETF play that coincides with heating oil or a combination of one of these energies, or one or two or three of these energy commodities. And let me tell you something right now. It's a play that is made every year because I'm telling you, folks, once that Arctic front comes in and takes over America, people need that heating oil. I mean, it is a major commodity for folks to keep themselves warm, especially in some of these northeastern, northern areas. So it's a hot commodity right now, up 7.40% increase on the day for heating oil. So, man, I mean, energy is up and up and up. I'll tell you that right damn now. Anyway, let's continue on to the metals, shall we? The metals! Let's get to the goddamn metals! Folks, let me tell you, I mean, I know that we're seeing decreases in the metals, but I'm liking these decreases, baby. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, this is when you want to start accumulating metals. You know what I mean? I mean, I hope that these prices at this point in time, I mean, even though, you know, I'm taking a little bit of losses on some of the gold positions that I have in my portfolio, the reason I like seeing a low gold price is I want to see people wear jewelry again. You know, that's a good indicator that people are doing okay, that people are safe enough and frequent enough that everybody's wearing jewelry, everybody's wearing gold again, and everybody's wearing diamonds again. You know, right now, not everybody's doing it. Not, as a matter of fact, not that many people are doing it because everybody's starving out here thanks to Obama's economic situation that he concocted out of his goddamn socialist liberal ass. But thank God we've got Donald Trump coming in, and he's going to make America great again, folks. I can already feel it. I mean, we're winning. We're winning. The man isn't even freaking president yet. We're winning. Good God, we're winning. I'm loving this. I'm loving it. Anyway, let's get to the metals, all right? Gold down today, folks, $16. A percentage decrease of 1.34% decrease on the day, closing out gold at $1,174.80 per troy ounce of gold. Man, that's a far cry from those $1,300, $1,400. I remember during the crash of 2009, we almost hit $2,000. And the only reason that we didn't hit $2,000 in the gold prices is because, and we talked about it back then in the True Capitalist Radio episode back when it happened, the CME exchange, which is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, decided unprecedented, and not that it wasn't unprecedented, but they hadn't done this in like 15 years, all right, or 15 years plus, where they raised margin requirements for gold traders. Now, what did that do? Right when it hit around that $2,000 mark in 2009, the CME exchange decided that it was going to raise margin requirements and margin call on a lot of these gold traders out there. And when they margin call, as they raise margin requirements, the traders are forced to sell positions so that they can afford to cash out on the margin call. All right. Now, I know that's very complicated investment lingo, but for those that are business people, you know what I'm talking about. Now, because they increased the margin requirements and investors had to sell off to offset those margin requirements, it artificially brought down the price of gold. And the reason I said they did this back then, folks, was because the dollar was fledgling because of the crash of 2008, 2009. I remember that stars in certain stores on Rodeo Drive and Madison Avenue, whatever the hell the freaking New York Rodeo Drive is out there, they were saying that they didn't even want to get paid in American currency at that time. I mean, they wanted to get paid exclusively in euros, for Christ's sake, because they didn't know what the hell was going to happen to the American dollar. Now, once again, the reason that they would bring down the cost of, or artificially bring down the cost of gold at that time, so that they can inflate the value of the dollar. Because at the time, the dollar wasn't very valuable, folks. I mean, we had just come off that horrific, damn near catastrophic situation with the economy in 2008, 2009, and not too many people were wanting to hold on to U.S. currency. So as I've always stated, folks, gold and silver are an indicator of how valuable a currency is. All right? So whenever you compare a currency to gold, and you compare the gold to currency ratio, if the price of gold is very, very high, that means that currency's value is very, very low. Okay? All right? And once again, the flip side of that coin is that gold and silver prices are low. That means the value of that dollar is actually really high. And that's what we're seeing right now, folks. I mean, we're seeing value in the dollar. I mean, we're seeing everybody in the world at this point in time wants to be profiting and cashing out in the petrodollar. So I'm pretty optimistic on what's going on here, folks. I mean, you know, once again, even though we're seeing drops in the precious metals department, I think it's a good sign. I think that possibly it means that the investors out here kind of sense that the economic scheme of things to come in 2017 and beyond are going to be very, very friendly to the business community and to the capitalist community and those of us that are actually conducting ourselves in the capitalist idea to carve out our own destinies. All right? I mean, I think that I can kind of feel the optimism with these investors, man. I'm telling you. Anyway, let's get to silver, shall we? Silver is down today 18 cents, a percentage decrease of 1.08% decrease on the day, closing out silver at $16.56 per troy ounce of silver. We've got copper up today, 0.90% on the day, and platinum is down, it's up. It is up 0.06% increase on the day. Now, folks, I know I should be covering the agriculture, the grains, and the softs and the livestock, but, folks, we've just got too much crap to talk about on the political front here. Once again, we've had all kinds of opposition to the Trump presidency from the left-wing, long-haired, bedwetting, hippie, pro-satanic, pro-pedophile idiots over here. And at the same time, we've got the mainstream media trying to throw pop shots and complete hit pieces and attacks at Donald Trump, trying to discredit this man. So, I mean, I feel that it's my duty at this point in time when I have a lot of folks who listen to me. I mean, folks, we're at about 65,000 listeners live on a consistent basis every time I conduct one of these broadcasts. And I feel that it's my duty, if I have that many folks listening to me, for me to highlight and emphasize Donald Trump and the truths against the lies that are being projected by the mainstream media at this point in time. So we will get back to the old, covering the agriculture, covering the livestock, so on and so forth, folks, but there was just too much news. I mean, I'm looking at the agenda today. There's just a lot of news that needs to be discussed. So we're going to go ahead and do that, all right? So we're going to go ahead and end the markets right there. That, my friends, is the markets for your ass. And let's go ahead and start by doing some Donald Trump news. I mean, we have to, baby. We have to. I mean, look at this mainstream media spreading slanderous lies out here. That's why we have to be our own media, folks. That's why you, me, we are the new media. That's why I keep telling you, your sphere of influence, whether it's 10 people, whether it's 100 people on a damn social media site, whether it's 10,000 people, use it appropriately. All right? Go ahead and disseminate information that contradicts the hypocrisy being put out by the mainstream media. Disseminate information that underscores the corruption and criminality that is rampant amongst our political system. I mean, we are the new media, folks. We have to keep ourselves informed at this point in time. We've got to keep ourselves informed at this point in time because, let me tell you, the mainstream media isn't doing it. I mean, hell, the mainstream media is trying to push this whole ridiculous false narrative of, quote, fake news, which, I can't stand to hear that stupid terminology. Because, let me tell you, folks, it was the left. It was the left-wing political satirists that brought this whole fake news, satirized news crap into fruition. And I'm talking about publications like The Onion and all these other ridiculous, pathetic, supposed parody goddamn publications. All right? Start with banning them first, all right, you dumbasses? Anyway, before I get into, social media and banning and all that stuff, I want to talk a little bit about Donald Trump dining out last night with Reince Priebus and Mitt Romney. Did y'all see that? I mean, did you see Romney, for Christ's sake? You could see the grimace on his face that, oh, my God, this is what I had to resort to here. Look at me. Look at what you did, Romney. Oh, my God. Look at him. I'm bowing down to Trump now. I called the man a con man. I called, his followers idiots. Now I'm bowing down to him. Now I'm bowing down. I wouldn't be surprised if Romney picked up the tab, for Christ's sake. I'm not joking around. He looked like a complete idiot. He looked like he was constipated. He didn't like all the cameras in his face, showing him literally drop to his knees. I mean, that's what he was doing, is dropping to his knees.
Support for this podcast comes from UTSA's Graduate School, featuring a world-class faculty, mentoring programs, and a professional development center to contribute to your future success. The University of Texas at San Antonio. Visit utsa.edu/graduate to learn more or apply.
Now, I know there's a lot of speculation about Mitt Romney, and look, I'm not a big fan of the guy myself. I'm not a big fan of him being a Mormon. I didn't like what he did in the 2012 election, so on and so forth. But I would like to remind everybody that this man was a businessman, a very unscrupulous, unbelievable businessman. Once again, I did repeat this yesterday. I did say this yesterday, that this is the man who created the term creative destruction, meaning that he and his Bain Capital Group would go and get companies, purposely strip them down and liquidate all their assets and purposely put them into bankruptcy, because that's how you profit in a company, when you put it in a bankruptcy under the guise of what Mitt Romney called creative destruction. Now, let me tell you, I think I think Mitt Romney's a shrewd businessman. I always thought he was. I've made comments about it. Now, his political angles, I have no idea. Now, one thing I want to cover here is that people always say, especially those in the Trump train that hate Romney, that Romney is a part of the establishment. I beg to differ. I think that Romney has been trying to be a part of the establishment. If he was, he would have been able to run for president in 2008. As a matter of fact, if he would have ran in 2008 and got the nomination instead of John Turncoat McCain, I think that he probably would have had a shot at beating Obama in 2008. But you see, as I've stated, you go back in that archive, folks, I was on this broadcast completely adamantly against John Turncoat McCain. As a matter of fact, I coined that phrase, John Turncoat McCain. And when John McCain was nominated for the presidency for the Republican Party and they had the Republican convention, I said, and you can look back in the archive, blogtalkradio.com/ghost, I said that was a coronation of the liberals completely taking control of the Republican Party. And look at what's happened ever since 2008, folks. I mean, Barack Obama or Barry Soetoro came in and became president. You got Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell and these idiots that are supposed to be the Republican leadership basically not doing anything to oppose Barack Obama's immigration bills and omnibus bills and spending bills. I mean, nothing. So that's why I'm saying, folks, in my personal opinion, I don't think Mitt Romney is a part of the Republican establishment, even though he has burned millions of dollars in an attempt to try to be a part of it, all right? I mean, he burned millions of his own dollars trying to run for president in 2008 and didn't even get the nomination. He burned millions running for president in 2012. The problem is I didn't really feel the wholehearted support of the Republican Party with Mitt Romney. I think that there was a little bit of apprehension with Mitt Romney, and it could be felt during that time during the 2012 election. Now, if he was, listen to me. I personally believe that he's been trying to be a part of the Republican establishment. He's just not. And if it was, he would have had a little bit more than being the governor of Massachusetts. He would have had a little bit more out here than what he has had as it pertains to his political life, especially all he's contributed financially to the Republican Party. So right now, in my opinion, I think that Mitt Romney is eating crow and he has nowhere else to go. I mean, what else is he going to do? If he doesn't grovel to Donald Trump, he's finished. All right? I mean, his career is finished. His politics is finished. His legacy is finished. Everything. I mean, he has to do something. Now, whether he gets the Secretary of State spot, I don't believe that's the case. I'm not really sure. I think it may be another position within the cabinet, but even if he does, all right, I believe that Donald Trump is looking at this guy in his eyes and can read this man, and basically what he would want Mitt Romney to do as Secretary of State is act as shrewd as he was when he was with Bain Capital and look at these countries that he's negotiating with like creative destruction. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is, all right, that's all I'm saying. I mean, he dined with Mitt Romney last night, Donald Trump, and same with Reince Priebus. I mean, Mitt Romney looks like he's bowing down. And from what I've gathered, according to my contacts within the Trump administration, that if Mitt Romney is chosen to be anything in the Trump administration, he is going to be made to apologize to not only Donald Trump, but to Donald Trump's supporters. All right, it'll be public. I mean, it'll be humble, and, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. All right, revenge. And on top of which, folks, Donald Trump announced today that he is going to leave his business interest completely, all right, so he can focus on making America great again. And let me tell you, this just goes to show you that Donald Trump is dead serious about turning this country around and making America great again, folks. I mean, can you feel the optimism? I could certain hell feel it, man. I can feel this optimism. I can feel the energy, man. I can see, especially as a business owner, as a capitalist, that there are going to be great days ahead. And if you're a capitalist right now, folks, you are already ahead of the game, because we are just going to literally just go right into 2017 and ride high, baby, because it's going to be a capitalist economy. Thank God! Finally, man, finally! It's going to be a capitalist economy, baby, and I cannot wait. I sure as hell cannot wait. Oh, my God. And on top of Donald Trump wanting to rid himself of the burdens or the conflict of interest, for that matter, of his own businesses so that he can make America great again, his main methodology of talking to the world and communicating with his followers, Twitter, has considered banning Donald Trump, for Christ's sake, because according to what I've read and according to what reports are saying, that Twitter is considering Donald Trump a troll, encouraging troll-like activity. I'm not joking. So you got Twitter actually considering banning Donald Trump. I mean, good God. I mean, give me a break, man. I'm tired of Twitter, man. I'm sick of it. The only thing keeping me at Twitter is the fact that it still has people that literally go on there every day and take it very serious. You know, I mean, there's people that are on there. They go for news. They interact. I mean, it's billions of people on here. That's the only reason. And you can still impact a message with people on Twitter. But I think that there needs to be a mass exodus of not only Twitter, but Facebook and all these oligarch social media sites, man. I'm not joking. We need to I'm tired of these freaking oligarchs, man. The Zuckerbergs, this Jack Dorsey, whatever the hell his stupid name, Jack Dorsey, that fruit bowl, Jeff Bezos, Tim Cook, for Christ's sake, Schmidt from freaking Google, for Christ. I'm tired of these guys, man. I mean, let me tell you, I'm putting out a call to any and every programmer, IT guy, app creator, whatever, all right? It's time for you to get a little innovative now. It's time for you to realize that now's the time to strike. You could legitimately, if you can not necessarily replicate per se, because that would infringe on certain trademarks and whatnot, but if you can emulate these social media sites and applications, you could legitimately take millions away from these people's markets and put it in your pocket. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I'm telling each and every one of you folks, all right, what we need to do is we need to all become capitalists, if you aren't a capitalist already, and we all need to help one another that are not leftists, all right, because it's just us, man, all right? I'm talking about everybody on the right of the political spectrum, all right? And it doesn't matter what you call yourself, alt-right, conservative, Tea Party, capitalist, whatever. We're all over here on the right side of the political spectrum, and listen to me, we have to take care of each other, all right? We may not agree on certain issues, we may disagree on certain issues, but the fundamental is freedom, liberty, and economic opportunity for all. I mean, this is in America, making America great again. I mean, these are basic foundations, basic principles that all of us on the right wing of the political spectrum can agree to. And we've got to help each other, man. I mean, if you see somebody in the right wing of the political spectrum coming up, we got to help them, man. We got to embrace right-wing artists so that we can affect the artworks that have been just shoved down our goddamn throats because of freaking public funding and government grants. I mean, why do you think Tony Podesta has all that pedophile-like crap all over his house, for Christ's sake, man? Those people were government funded. I mean, seriously, we gotta embrace capitalist literature. Capitalist production. I mean, we need pro-capitalist, pro-right of the political spectrum, we don't want to have nothing to do with the left. I don't want to have nothing to do with the left. I'm sick of the left. I don't care if they try to claim that, well, I'm one of those guys I'm the friendly left. I'm the tolerant left. Yeah, right. If you're still calling yourself the left at this point in time, then you ain't tolerant of crap, all right? You ain't tolerant of a goddamn thing. So that's why I'm saying, man, I don't affiliate with anybody from the left. I don't want to affiliate anybody from any kind, anywhere. I don't want these people around me. I'm serious. I do not want these goddamn liberals around me. I'm not joking around. I mean, the bad part about it is, the weird paradigm about modern-day liberalism and leftism today is that it's the complete opposite of what classical liberalism was. And classical liberalism goes back to our forefathers. It goes back to the forefathers of the Enlightenment, the political philosophies of John Locke and Montesquieu and Voltaire and these types of people, free thinkers. The whole reason why these individuals were such free thinkers is because they embraced all ideas. All right, they embraced all ideas. I mean, Descartes, the man who created the scientific method, an enlightened man that went beyond the boundaries of whatever was the given knowledge base of the time. And that's what liberalism, at least classical liberalism, used to inspire. It used to be tolerant, all right, tolerant of all ideas, all creativities, all productions. And whether they didn't like it or liked it, it was a contribution and an opening of a horizon to give all other free thinkers another option of opportunity to contemplate a different perspective. But you see, nowadays, the left of the political spectrum is totalitarianism now. You understand? Now it's totalitarianism. Now it's regulation of your speech, of your life, of your actions, of how you drive. I mean, where do you think all this push of driverless cars are coming from? They're trying to limit. I'm talking to the government. It's trying to limit your movement. And when the government limits your movement, you're easier to control. Why do you think we've got Uber and Lyft? And we've got governments and municipalities all across the nation embracing these damn things because they're trying to prohibit your movement. And because, folks, to be honest with you, the automobile revolution was a lot more than just an industrial concept. I mean, it was a revolution for true freedom. It meant that you could get into an automobile and drive long distances, unlike prior to any other method of transportation, in a very comfortable capacity. So you weren't limited to the radius of a 20-mile radius of walking or horseback riding distance or chuck wagon riding distances, so on and so forth. So I think people need to realize what the revolution of transportation really means to humanity. I mean, it's the freedom. It's the freedom to go out and move. I mean, the freedom of movement. I mean, that's very important. That's a key factor for obtaining liberty and freedom for an indefinite amount of time. We should be able to have the freedom to move, man. Anyway, folks, I know I'm going off keister here. Let me go ahead and calm my ass down. Let me take a drink. Where's my drink, for Christ's sake? Let me get a drink here. Anyway, folks, let's go ahead and get to some Twitter shout-outs right now. For all you folks that are unaware, this is the part of the broadcast where I give Twitter shout-outs to anybody who retweets the first tweet on my Twitter account right now. And the tweet to retweet is True Capitalist Radio Live. That's right, folks. True Capitalist Radio Live is the tweet to retweet. If you want to get a Twitter shout-out live right here on the broadcast right now. Hey, engineer, do we have any damn Twitter shout-outs to be had here? All right, well, let's go ahead and get to some damn Twitter shout-outs right now. wait a minute. First, before I do that, I want to remind everybody that I am selling my wife's autograph, and let me tell you, I don't like how these are selling here. All right. I mean, we've already got 57 sold of my wife's autograph. I mean, as the numbers keep on going up and up, I'm not feeling too easy. I'm feeling a little uneasy, is what I'm saying. But what I do want to say is that people are actually buying these like 5 at a time, 6 at a time. I'm not joking around. People are actually buying my wife's autograph 5, 6, 7 at a time. I don't know why. I mean, but hey, what, Jesus Christ, I don't know what y'all are going to do with these, but listen, I mean, since y'all are purchasing these at 5 at a time, I'm going to make y'all a deal here, right? I have not sent out the autographs as of late. I'm going to send them out here later this week, but there's been at least several, let's put it this way, they've been about 3 people, all right, 3 people that have purchased 5 or more. And for those folks, I'm going to go ahead and do something, right? If you purchase 5 or more, I'm going to send you a free ghost autograph. The one that was sold that is no longer being sold, all right? I'm going to send you a one of those. If you buy 5 or more of my wife's autographs. Now, I know there was somebody who purchased like 10 autographs of the engineer. I'm going to send him one as well. So I'm looking. If you bought 5 or more of anything, I'm sending people free autographs, my autograph, the one that everybody has proudly posted and framed, so on and so forth, that states capitalism or death, has my autograph on there with the number, with the nice it's all handwritten, all handmade. It's cool as hell. So I feel like I've got to do it, man. I mean, people are actually purchasing 5, 10 of these damn autographs. I just feel that, I've got to do it, all right? And this is, of course, to my wife's autograph and the autograph for the engineer because, these are decent. These are real autographs, So anyway, folks, once again, if you want my wife's autograph, I don't know why. I mean, these people wanted it. I mean, the fans wanted it. Go to the website, folks, ghost.market. Type that in your browser right now, ghost.market is the name or is the website to go to if you want to purchase my wife's autograph, I guess, man. But once again, for these people that are purchasing 5 or more, I don't know why you're doing it, but I don't know, maybe you're going to be a jerk off about it, I don't know, but hey, I reward people that are out here wanting to make big purchases here with me, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to give you all a free autograph of yours truly for 5 or more of my wife's autograph. I'll tell you that right damn now, all right? All right, anyway, let's go ahead and get to Twitter shout-outs right now. All right, we got Christopher Smith in the house. We got the Odd Box. How you doing, man? We got Canuck Capitalist, the Green Leader in the house. What's going on? We've got Sandusky X Ghost. What the hell does that mean, you son of a bitch? We got ND Juicy in the house. We got the Lost Brony. We got Mark Montag in the place. What's going on to, I'm not saying that for Christ's sake. We got Correct the Record. Oh, there's Correct the Record again. Correct the Record's listening, you son of a bitch. We got Sergeant Yoda in the place. Private Frederick Wilhelm. We've got, I'm not going to say that disgusting name. We got 727 caller. We've got Based Loler in the place. We got Supa in the house. What's going on? We've got, Jesus Christ, kids eat free atomic pizza. I mean, that's a sick joke, man. That's not even something to be joking about, you dumb troll terrorists and cyber-vermin bastards. Look, folks, I'm sorry about some of these goddamn Twitter shout-outs. I try to make this goddamn show a little interactive here, and, of course, we're going to have these troll terrorists and goddamn cyber vermin out here that are just going to be just jerk-offs. You know what I'm saying? I'm not joking around. They're just going to be complete and utter jerk-offs. So, I don't know, man. I'm just please, man, all right? Y'all made my week pretty hectic, to say the least, all right? I mean, we just came after the freaking Thanksgiving holiday, man. Give me a break. Anyway, who else do we have here? We got PP's out for pizza. Oh, Jesus. You sick bastard! You're sick! Oh, my God. PP's out for pizza? Look, just stop it. I'm warning all you trolls right now. Just stop it. Stop it now. God damn it.
Support for this podcast comes from UTSA's Graduate School, featuring a world-class faculty, mentoring programs, and a professional development center to contribute to your future success. The University of Texas at San Antonio. Visit utsa.edu/graduate to learn more or apply.
Stop it now, you son of a bitch. That's not funny. I'm telling all you right now, that's not goddamn funny, man. It's sick. Oh, my God. Give me the freaking mic. Jesus Christ, man. Sitting over here, I'm trying to give you a damn broadcast, and here you are, you're making fun of freaking Pizzagate. There's nothing funny about goddamn Pizzagate, you sick, twisted pricks. And if you think there's something funny about it, then you, as far as I'm concerned, should be castrated or neutered. And that's all there is to it. Anyway, we got the MySpace Mexican in the house. What's going on with the MySpace Mexican? We got Deplorable Biff in the place. We've got Ghost's Russian Bride. What are you talking about? I would never marry a Ruski. Now, don't get me wrong. I think Russian women are very exotic looking. They have very pretty faces. I'll give them that. But they're devious people, man. I'm serious. I don't trust Russians, man. I do not trust Russians. I'm sorry. I don't trust those vodka-drinking, mouth-breathing, cockeyed bastards. I don't trust them. Anyway, we got Dorito Burrito in the house. We got Zyklon B. Yeah, that's real funny, for Christ's sake. We got Big Top Capitalist. What's going on? We got I'm Really Jay, okay? We've got Ghost Kruger in the house. We got Drunken Wolf. What's going on to the Drunken Wolf? Who else do we have? Once again, retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account if you want a shout-out live right here on the broadcast right now. And, of course, the Twitter account is Politics Ghost, all one word, no underscores. Politics Ghost is the name to follow, all right? And, once again, retweet the first tweet on my Twitter account. Before I do that, I'd like to remind everybody we are now in the second hour of the True Capitalist radio broadcast. And, of course, I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, folks, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. The official website of the True Capitalist Radio Show is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. Every one of my episodes is there to download, and they're time-dated and stamped. Go ahead and download them absolutely free for your own hearing enjoyment. Anyway, folks, let's get back to Twitter shout-outs. I know we're hearing some sick Twitter shout-outs. My apologies to the new listeners that are listening in. My apologies here. Anyway, we got the Black Hat Conservative in the house. We got Crusades for Arabia. I'm not going to say that. We got Lord Poke in the house. What's going on, Lord Poke? We've got, I'm about to say, you sick bastards. Look, you're almost making me say these sick names, man. I'm not going to say them. I'm not going to say them, boy. I am not going to say them. We got Scarlet Moon, for Christ's sake. We got Tweely Atkins. We got the Jizzmaster 3000, for Christ's sake. We've got No More Big Macs, LOL. What do you mean? Did McDonald's get rid of the Big Mac? Are you serious? Did McDonald's get rid of the Big Mac? Oh, tough titty. Who cares? Anyway, we got the Brony Network in the house. What's going on? Who we got? We got Dropping Pants for Papa John. Oh, Jesus Christ! You sick prick! God damn it! I mean, what's wrong with you people, man? Seriously, what is wrong with you people? Oh my God! What in the hell is wrong with you people? Oh my God! Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh Oh, my God. Give me the freaking mic. Give me the mic. Give me the freaking goddamn mic. Good God. Look, I'm only going to take a couple more of these, folks, because you guys are getting sick with this crap. I'm serious. I mean, this ain't nothing to be kidding around about, boy. You understand that? It ain't nothing to be kidding around about there, boy. Anyway, who else do we have here? We got, what is this? Shrek Nipples 2000. Oh, Jesus Christ, man. We've got the liquor, whatever the hell that's supposed to mean. We've got, I'm not going to say that disgusting name for Christ's sake, you son of a bitch. We've got the Whoremaster. Oh, yes, I am the Whoremaster. Oh, yes. We've got Drop Pants Like Domino. Jesus Christ! No! You shit bastards! Ah, damn it! You're sick! Goddamn sons of bitches are a bunch of sick pricks. I can tell you that right goddamn now. You people are sick. You people are sick. Give me the freaking mic. Give me the mic. Give me the goddamn mic. You people are sick. And I was just informed on Twitter that the guy who invented the Big Mac died, for Christ's sake. Can anybody tell me how he died? Did he die of a heart attack by any chance? I'm just curious. I mean, I'm just asking. Jesus Christ. And he died at 98, for heaven's sake. That just goes to show you. Jesus Christ. Maybe McDonald's isn't that bad for you. I don't know. I mean, Jesus Christ, 98. What a life. I hope I get 98 freaking Big Mac years, for heaven's sake. Anyway, let's get back to the freaking Twitter shout-outs, because I'm only going to take a couple more of these, and I'm going to move on, because these people are getting sick out here. You understand? These people are getting sick. We've got, I'm not saying these dumb names, for Christ's sake. We got, look at these dumbass, sick, twisted names, for Christ's sake. Sandusky's Pizza Boy. Look at it, Table Tennis Calzone. A Pizza Hut Kids Club. I mean, Jesus! Damn it! All right, that's it. No more Twitter shout-outs. No more Twitter shout-outs, man. This is why we cannot have nice things anymore out here, man. This is why we cannot have nice things anymore. Do you understand me? Oh, my God. You know what? I'm not doing it. Give me the mic. Goddamn mic. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm telling you, I'm not doing this garbage anymore, for Christ's sake. You people are sick. You know? You people are sick. Anyway, folks, look, my apologies on that, man. I mean, this is what I got to put up with every day. For the folks that are just tuning in here, and, look, and I've been having a lot of people tweet at me saying, is this show for real? Yes, it's for real, man. I'm sitting here trying to have a serious show here. I'm trying to have a serious conversation about capitalism, about politics here, and I'm being bombarded by a bunch of goddamn internet butt stalkers, troll terrorists, and cyber vermin. Jesus Christ, man. And look, right after I make the comment that if you buy 5 or more of my wife's autographs, that I will send you a free ghost autograph, all of a sudden the freaking sales are going through the roof. Stop it! Stop buying it, man! Look, the only reason I did that was to show some appreciation to the people that are buying bulk quantities of autographs out here. All right? I'm not so... Jesus Christ! Stop! Just stop buying my wife's autograph, all right? I didn't say that so that you people could buy more. I just said that so I could show you people that I have a little bit of appreciation for you people making bulk purchases, for Christ's sake. the mic. Give me the mic. I mean, I say this, literally, folks, we are selling out the roof out here with my wife's autograph for Christ. Stop it, you dumb pricks, you dumb... Oh, damn it, man, 70? There's already been 70 sold? 70 sold, for Christ's sake, man. It's just enough. Enough of this crap. Man, I shouldn't even have said it. Give me a freaking goddamn mic, man, all right? Listen, I only said that so that I could show a little bit of appreciation to the folks that are buying mass quantities. There was a guy that bought 10 freaking engineer autographs. You know? There's people right now buying 5. Jesus Christ. Look, just stop it, all right? Forget I even said anything. Forget it. Anyway, look, I'm gonna move on to the broadcast here because I know these idiots. They're gonna try to outsell me. You know, these people are gonna have my wife outsell my autograph, and they're gonna think it's a big goddamn joke. And I know you idiots are going to troll me until the goddamn end of the year. I don't even want to think about it. I'm going to move on with the broadcast. You know what? Screw you, damn trolls. I'm not even going to think about it. Where the hell was I, engineer? God damn it! Oh yeah, that's right. I was talking a little bit about how Trump he could potentially be banned by Twitter because, according to reports, Twitter believes that he is a troll and does troll-like activity. Oh, give me a freaking break, man. Jesus Christ. Anyway, let me move on to another subject matter, folks, since we are now 11 minutes into the second hour. I want to talk a little bit about this Charlotte officer that it literally got acquitted by the North Carolina court system in the fatal shooting of Keith Lamont Scott. Now, I want to be perfectly honest with you folks. I personally believe that the officer was justified in the shooting. I've read this man's report. I've read this man's record. I saw the video. When you're not going to be compliant, you're acting like some nutcase. The cop has no choice but to dispense justice with extreme prejudice. And I don't mean prejudice in the sense of him being racial about this. I mean, you just have to be real about what is happening here. And you see, now that this acquittal happened, I thought it was a very convenient time to announce this at this point in time, so that it can activate more of these Black Lives Matter terrorist operations. Now, I'm going to tell you this right now, folks. All right? I'm going to tell you this right goddamn now. I personally believe that we're going to see more cops being killed. I personally believe that tonight I wouldn't be surprised if you're going to see George Soros-activated, bust-in protests happening all across the country, for heaven's sake. I'm not joking around. I personally believe that this is going to happen. I don't like what is about to happen, but I would brace for Black Lives Matter terrorism. And let me tell you, what I don't understand is that Black Lives Matter, they need to realize that they need to stop blaming the white man. They need to stop blaming the cops. They need to stop blaming society, and they need to look in the mirror and blame themselves with all due respect. Because as I stated, I think I stated this a couple of shows ago, all right? Why exactly is Black Lives Matter going out and causing violence when, with all due respect, even though this gentleman here, what's his name, Keith Lamont Scott, even though this man and the officer that shot him got acquitted, Lamont Scott's family is going to sue the city of Charlotte, and the city of Charlotte is going to have to settle out of court with these people. So these people are going to be well off, unfortunately without their loved one, but what I don't understand is why aren't Black Lives Matter and its leaders telling the black community how to confront police officers? I mean, every time I look at World Star Hip Hop, and for you folks that are unaware, I strongly advise you to go look at what the hell that is. Go on YouTube right now and look up World Star Hip Hop and take a look at some of those videos that is embraced wholeheartedly by the, quote, urban community. You're going to see a lot of videos of urban demographics literally having cameras on the cops, cursing at cops, talking garbage to cops, provoking cops, talking about cops' families, being chased by police officers. Believe it or not, there's actually idiots that videotape themselves while they're being chased by police officers and post it on goddamn World Star Hip Hop, for Christ's sake. And this is embraced. This kind of activity is embraced by the black community. And therein is the problem. I think that the black community needs to be re-educated on how to confront police officers. They need to realize that when you read your Miranda rights the first time, because, with all due respect, a lot of these fellers that continuously get accosted by the police, or a lot of these fellers that have been recently killed by the police, have had a barrage of different frequents with the police. So as I stated, folks, what the black community needs to do amongst each other is how to confront police officers when confronted by police officers. And the thing is not to mouth off four-letter words, is not to sit here and talk garbage, is not to get uppity and froggy and jumpy. It's for you to stay calm and then just to ask questions if you don't understand what's going on, or just have the right to remain silent and don't say a goddamn thing. Just don't say a damn thing, man. And you see, folks, if you're unlawfully arrested, okay? If you're unlawfully arrested and there's no evidence that the cop has against you, like a video of you mouthing off, a video of you potentially trying to be physically apprehensive, or anything that a jury can construe that justifies the cop's aggression towards you, then you've got yourself a generous case against a municipality. A generous case against a municipality. But you don't hear D. Ray McKesson preaching that, do you? You don't hear these Black Lives Matter supporters or these leaders teaching their community how to confront police officers. No, you know what they're doing? They're encouraging them and rabble-rousing these folks into burning down their own neighborhoods, burning down their own black businesses in response to the supposed epidemic of police officers killing black people. Now, let's look at the facts, shall we? There was a bishop today that was on Fox News. I believe I tweeted his interview out. Let me go ahead and hey, go back into history there, engineer. I want to see this person's name so I can give his appropriate name out, because I want everybody to listen to this interview here. This is a black preacher, by the name of Bishop Wellington Boone. Bishop Boone is what they called him. And he wrote a book called Black Genocide. And he calls out Black Lives Matter. This is a black man, folks, calling out Black Lives Matter, saying, quote, "We're killing each other," and told Black Lives Matter to stop whining and realize that when you walk down the street, your biggest fear is not being shot by a cop. Your biggest fear is being killed by your own fellow black man or black woman or black person, if you want to be politically correct about it. He made the point in this interview that in Baltimore, you can't go from the east side to the west side without being blown away, all right? And it doesn't matter what color you are. You know what I mean? You could go and you could be a black man from the freaking west side. You go to the east side of Baltimore, they're going to kill your ass regardless. And that has nothing to do with the cops. That has nothing to do with the man. That has nothing to do with the government, for Christ's sake, folks. That has everything to do with black-on-black crime. The statistics don't lie. Black people are more likely, statistically, to get killed by their own fellow black brethren than they are by a cop, than they are by a white man, than they are by a Mexican, than they are by anything else. The only thing that kills black people more than themselves is the mamas that don't want to have the black babies, and they abort them. That's right, folks. I think you need to realize, I'm talking to you black folks out there that are listening in, why don't you take a look at all the statistics relating to black abortions? How come I don't hear you all talking about that? Black abortions have killed more black people than any other method of death combined to black people. Black abortions. So how come I don't hear you all talking about that? Instead, you're talking about a small fraction of a percentile of individuals who happen to be shot by police officers and either wounded or killed. And in most of the time, folks, the cops are justified. I mean, do you honestly think a cop would just shoot somebody who's like, look, sir, I have no idea what you want from me. I will oblige. I will do what you want. Can you please tell me why you stopped me, sir? All right. Oh, okay. I see that. Now, I am not infringing upon. Am I about to, or do you believe that I'm about to, or I am in the process of committing a crime, sir? And he's not gonna answer your question. That's all you got to do. You know, when a cop stops you now, if you're on the road, you know, you have to understand the roads are state funded. All right. So you technically have to basically give your license if you are a driver of a car. You can't do this. I don't want to give my license. You have to give your goddamn license, okay? And you have to have in the state of Texas, you have to have car insurance out here, or else that's a ticketable offense. But if you're just stopped randomly and a cop just stops you, you have no obligation to talk to those police officers. As on the contrary, I would advise you not to. I would advise you never to talk to an on-duty police officer unless you need that person's assistance, unless you need that person's help. Because the way police officers are trained at this point in time is to make a case against anyone they come across. You understand? And what that means is that when they're talking to you, you notice that cops, all they do is ask questions. That's all they do. And the reason they ask questions, and they ask really redundant, kind of really what you would think are nonchalant questions, what they're trying to do is catch you in a lie. And once they catch you in a lie, they can use that lie against you to have further investigation into who you are, what you're doing, if you've got warrants, so on and so forth. Okay? Now, how you combat this is you ask them questions when they ask you questions. All right? When they ask you questions like, what are you doing? Where are you going? You can say, I'm sorry, sir, am I about to, or do you believe that I'm about to, or I am in the process of committing a crime? And if they're not going to answer that question, they're going to probably ask you another question. And if they can't answer the question that they suspect you in either taking part in, or about to take part in, or thinking about taking part in a crime, that's the only way they can stop you and continue to investigate who you are. And you see, why aren't D. Ray McKesson telling black folks this? And look, you can be very, very polite in being in opposition to a police officer. If you feel that you're being stopped for no reason, you don't have to get uppity. Believe me, it'll piss a cop off way more when you ask him questions when he's asking you questions. And when they realize that they can't get any kind of a case out of you and you're basically kind of wasting their time, then they'll just let you go. And that's what you should always say. When this person, when the cop keeps asking you questions, you could just say, I'm sorry, sir, may I go? Am I being detained? Because he has to, or she has to let you know if you are being detained because they feel or have a probable cause that you are about to, or thinking about to, or in process of doing a crime. All right? So all I'm saying is that if you feel, I'm not saying this information to go against the police, folks, okay? Because listen to me, I've been against police brutality for a long time, and all I'm saying is do it appropriately. I mean, if you're being harassed by a cop, you're not going to get anywhere by potentially getting loud and four-letter words and potentially violent. As a matter of fact, most cops want you to be physical. I mean, they want you to be physical so they can be justified to take the billy club out and bust your head open. And listen to me, I'm not saying this to bash cops. I'm saying this because this is what black people should be taught. I mean, if they feel they're being oppressed, why don't you apply the appropriate measures to check a potential abuse of power by the police officer? How come D. Ray McKesson ain't telling these black folks this? Huh? How come Nita and the Black Panther, how come nobody's telling black folks this stuff, man? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And somebody's asking, well, what if the police abuse you? Well, if the police abuse you, you better hope that somebody has a camera, there's witnesses, or something of that capacity, and you need to check your surroundings. Obviously, if you're, 3 o'clock in the morning in an alley and it's just you and the cop, I would strongly advise you to do whatever the cop says. Unfortunately, it's one of those predicaments where, you're shit out of luck. But if you're in the public eye and, there's other people around you, the cop is not going to beat your ass for no reason. All right, the cop has to have probable cause to beat your ass, and if he does, even though he doesn't have probable cause, you're going to be a very rich person, okay? A very rich person. So anyway, listen, I don't want to talk about that anymore. I just know that we're going to see more Black Lives Matter terrorism throughout the week, probably going into the weekend. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing protests here in the next couple of hours in certain parts of America. So brace for that, folks. Brace for more Black Lives Matter violence. They're going to use the Keith Lamont Scott acquittal of the officer as a means to justify more violence. And I just explained what black folks need to do to combat supposed police brutality, police violence.
Support for this podcast comes from UTSA's Graduate School, featuring a world-class faculty, mentoring programs, and a professional development center to contribute to your future success. The University of Texas at San Antonio. Visit utsa.edu/graduate to learn more or apply.
I mean, let me tell you something. You don't think I've been stopped by the cops? You don't think the cops, try to harass me? They harass everybody, man. They harass everybody. I mean, you have to understand that's a cop's job. You understand? They harass everybody. You just have to know your rights, man. And knowing your rights doesn't mean that you sit back and you curse in four-letter words and threaten and so on and so forth. So anyway, I'm going to get off that subject matter, and we're going to move on to another subject matter. But brace yourself for more Black Lives Matter terrorism, folks, because it's coming. Damn it, I could feel it. It's coming. Jesus Christ. Anyway, folks, let me move on. Nancy Pelosi is chosen once again as the House Democratic Minority Leader of the House of Representatives, folks, but it wasn't out without Democrat dissension. You understand? It wasn't without Democratic dissension. 63 Democrats voted against Nancy Pelosi being the House Minority Leader. You know what that means, folks? The Democrats are in complete shambles. They don't know who's going to lead their party on the DNC chair position. They don't know who they don't know who they want to lead the party in the House, in the Senate. They don't know what the hell they're doing, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, they want this, what is the guy, this Louis Farrakhan protege, I forgot the guy's name, to chair the Democratic Party. Meanwhile, they're sticking with the old dumbass vanguard of the goddamn Democrats, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, to lead the House and the Senate. It doesn't make any sense. I'm telling you, the Democrats are in complete shambles right now. And the reason they're in shambles is because everyone knows at this point in time, all right? Everybody knows at this point in time that, I where do I start, man? Corruption, criminality, Pizzagate, Satanism, Podesta emails, WikiLeaks. I can go on and on. People cannot, the only people that are still following this crap are idiot, cult-like, borderline satanic pedophiles themselves. And that's all there is to it, man. And let me tell you, I cannot believe Nancy Pelosi is once again the House Democrat leader, for Christ's sake, man. And for all you burn victims and you feel the burners out there, this should piss you off. This should piss you off. You guys were a huge contribution to the electorate of the Democratic Party, and they just brushed you aside. Not only did they brush you aside, but they basically stated that all Bernie Sanders is going to do is get more money and put it in his pocket. And that'll shut that old man up from saying all this, hey, I'm Bernie Sanders, and I will promise you, if you vote for me, I'll give you free health care. I'll give you free housing. I'll give you free college. I'll do anything you want me to. All I'm asking you is to donate to me and my presidential campaign, and I will make sure to give everything to you. I'm telling you, this is how he was, man. I don't know what it's going to take for you feel the burn victims to realize, all right, that these Democrats or anybody who's claiming to be left of the political persuasion, anybody claiming to be socialist, communist, are con artists. They're con artists. Listen to Bernie Sanders, okay? This is a guy who said that he was going to give you free college, free this, free that, but he needs your money. Doesn't that raise a red flag just a little bit? I don't know. This guy, hey, I'm Bernie Sanders, and I will give you anything you want free, all right? I'll give you free child care. I'll give you free health care. I'll give you free college. All you got to do is donate to me. You got to give me whatever I need. I need 200+ million. And while you're doing that, why don't you come on over here and take your underwears off? Yeah, that's right. It's Uncle Bernie. You know me. I'm Uncle Bernie. It's sweet Uncle Bernie. That's right. Now come on over here and take your underwears off and sit on my apple. That's right. Hey, don't worry about the pants tent. Don't worry about the pants tent. Come on over here and sit on my apple. That's right. That's right. Hey, do you feel the boing? Huh? Do you feel that boing? Huh? That's right. Now sit on my apple. That's right. Hey, come on over here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Keep contributing. Keep contributing. I'm going to write a book now. And you're going to buy it. Huh? Do you feel that, boy? Huh? Oh, yeah, that's right. Now keep contributing. That's right. Keep contributing. Sit on my apple. That's right. Come on, take your underwears off. Come on. Huh? You feel that, boy? Huh? Hey, keep going. Come on. Keep contributing. Keep contributing. Keep contributing. Keep contributing. You chipped my apple. Oh, you chipped Uncle Bernie's apple. Oh, my God. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to clean yourself up. All right? Keep contributing to my campaign. And don't tell anybody I told you to take your underwears off. You got me? I mean, that's what he did to you burn victims, man. I keep doing that impression because I want it to stick in your head. I wanted to make a wrinkle in your brain what this socialist scumbag, this socialist con artist did to you all. I want you to remember it. Do you understand that? I want you to remember it. And you should remember it because it should stick in your goddamn craw, for Christ's sake. I mean, he took you for $200+ million, for Christ's sake, so he can buy his third goddamn summer home in Vermont on a lake somewhere. I mean, good God, man, what burn victims? I'm telling you that right now. What burn victims? Anyway, folks, look, I don't want to talk about this anymore. All right, once again, Nancy Pelosi is chosen once again as the House Democratic leader. 63 Democrats voted against her, folks, and that proves that the Democrats are in shambles. They don't know what they are doing. They don't know what the political platform they should stand on. They don't know whether they should go back to blue-collar Democratic politics or to stick with this racial division crap. They're in shambles, folks, and it's good to see. I tell you that right goddamn now, it's good to see. Anyway, folks, let me move on. Now, have you all heard, folks, they're starting to ban anybody who is anti-leftist at this point in time. They're starting to ban us, folks. They're coming. The Great Purge is coming, and this is why I emphasized earlier in the broadcast, we need independent programmers, app developers, IT guys to get together and start creating new social media platforms that can literally relinquish the oligarchism that is happening in Silicon Valley today. I'm serious. We need other alternatives other than this goddamn Facebook, Twitter, all this crap. We need better. We need better. That's all I'm saying. All right? We need better. We need, not only do we need better, we need different. We need more opportunity, more choice out here. Anyway, the reason I bring this up, folks, is because Breitbart News was removed from the Apple Store today. Yeah, because apparently, I don't know why, I've heard a couple of different reports that it's hateful speech or it's fake news, whatever the case it might be, folks. I mean, this is censorship. This is utter censorship, folks. That's why it's very dangerous that these oligarchs in Silicon Valley all are leftist trash, and they'll oblige leftism. They'll censor for leftism, for heaven's sake. You even have Mark Zuckerberg making a deal with the Chinese government, promising the Chinese government that he'll censor whatever they want. I mean, this is just insane. That's why I'm saying we need different social media platforms. That's why I encourage everybody right now, get a Gab account right now. Go to your browser, type in gab.ai, and sign up for a free account, for Christ's sake. Man, it is the Twitter alternative. Now, I know folks are saying, well, I'm waiting. I'm in the waiting list, and I'm waiting. Well, the reason you're waiting, folks, is because Gab doesn't want to be bombarded by a bunch of freaking bots and crap. You know what I'm saying? So that's a start. I mean, we need more alternatives. We need a YouTube alternative. We need a Twitter alternative. We need a Facebook alternative. We need a LinkedIn alternative. We need all kinds of different social media alternatives, man. There's no reason why these dumbasses should have the freaking monopoly on this crap, man. Anyway, once again, Breitbart News removed from the Apple Store, the beginning of more and more censorship, folks. I talked about it earlier in the broadcast. Twitter is considering banning Donald Trump. I mean, can you believe this crap? And on top of which, folks, we talked about this, was it a couple of weeks ago? Or actually a week ago, I should say. The CEO of Reddit, all right, Steve Huffman, which we highlighted, actually conducts himself in communication fashion in forum posts relating to cannibalism, which, of course, you'll probably say is a big joke, but, you know, given what's been uncovered in Pizzagate, I can't really put it past this idiot for actually being a cannibal at this point in time. I'm not joking around. Anyway, he has now, according to reports, he has now decided he's going to crack down on, quote, abusive users on Reddit. So, folks, once that came about, all of a sudden, we started seeing massive bannings. We started seeing all kinds of different things happening on Reddit, folks. And once again, it's just like what Apple Store did to Breitbart News, and just like what Twitter has done to many of us in its social media platform. It is trying to silence us, and we cannot be silenced, folks. So that's why I am encouraging everybody within the sound of my voice, if you have the capacity to be able to create a new social network, I strongly encourage you to do so. because we need other alternatives out here. We need other alternatives. Anyway, folks, I'm really sick at all the censorship that's happening all over the internet. And it's not government censorship, folks. It is the private entity that is doing it for political purposes. All right? So, I mean, that's all there is to it. And we got to stop this. You understand? We got to highlight how much disdain we have for this censorship by literally leaving these social media platforms. We have to leave them, folks. Once they start banning enough of them, we have to leave them so they have no more means of obtaining revenue so they can fall down by the wayside and collapse into bankruptcy. And that's the only way we're going to be able to rid ourselves of any of this censorship that's happening with Facebook, with Twitter, with other social media sites, with Reddit, so on and so forth. So once again, folks, the freaking right-wing purge continues. But we cannot be stopped. That's why I'm glad folks listening to this broadcast. That's why I try to promote anything independent as it pertains to the internet, because we have to obtain information ourselves, folks. We got to disseminate information. We got to make sure it's the right information. We need to make sure that we keep ourselves all informed, because that's the only way that we can make a concise decision politically, economically, socially, if we have the right information. And the only way you're going to get the information is if you obtain it through the appropriate and credible sources. So let me tell you, folks, I mean, it's just getting more and more weird out here, especially now that Trump is in power. You are seeing the left going full throttle totalitarian. And at some point in time, they're going to piss us off, and we're going to get tired of this crap. I'm already getting tired of it, to be completely honest with you. I'm getting tired of it. I don't even want to affiliate with a liberal or leftist. I don't want them in the same room as me. I don't want to talk to these people. I don't want them sitting next to me. I don't want to have anything to do with them. The majority of these leftists are a bunch of anti-American, flag-burning pieces of un-American trash that want to bring in wild Yehudis so they can blow themselves up in this goddamn country so that the damn government can justify totalitarianism. And I, for one, cannot sit back and be like, well, he's a nice guy or she's a nice gal, even though they're liberals. Jesus Christ, man. I'm not joking around. I mean, we have to come together here as a force. Because we are the new media, folks. We are the new media. You can't trust CNN, for Christ's sake. You can't trust MSNBC. These are nothing more than propaganda wings of the Democratic Party. And it's sad. I mean, these people can outright lie. They can outright lie and be legal about it and fall under the category of freedom of the press. So that's why I'm saying, folks, we all have to keep each other informed, all right? I mean, if you're on a social media platform and you've got followers, well, you need to disseminate information. You need to tweet out articles. You need to retweet things. You need to spread this information around like wildfire. All right? Even if it pisses certain people off in your social media circle, who cares? All right? It needs to be said. The information needs to be disseminated. It needs to be brought out. It needs to be put in the faces of the goddamn simpletons of this country. Because these folks that are simpletons still listen to the boob tube. They still listen to the talking heads on CNN, MSNBC, all right, Fox News. They still do that, and they believe that they're fully informed. They still believe that they're fully informed because they listen to a bunch of damn talking points sputtered out by a talking head on the boob tube, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, I'm going to move on, folks, to another subject matter here. On a lighter note, since we're talking about Trump winning, are you tired of winning yet? Because Vladimir Putin said, and I quote, Trump and I agree, U.S.-Russia relations must be straightened out. I mean, why couldn't Vladimir Putin do this? with Barack Obama. Because I'll tell you why. Because Barack Obama is a weak piece of trash, all right? I mean, nobody in the world respects this idiot. Just the response from Vladimir Putin is proof that nobody respected Obama, all right? I mean, the United States was looked on as a redheaded, four-eyed, freckle-faced, beaten, retarded stepchild that was being slapped in the back of the neck every goddamn time we walked down the hallway on the world stage, for Christ's sake, man. Thanks, Obama. We appreciate you making us look like a bunch of bottom boys like you are with your tranny wife. And no offense, I have nothing against trannies. As a matter of fact, I've got transsexuals in the inner circle. And I've got several of them, as a matter of fact. And the reason is because yours truly understands their plight, understands their strife, understands that what is happening with them is nothing with the lesbian and gay and bisexual community. All lesbian, bisexual, and gay individuals in this category, they're all motivated by sexuality, all right? I mean, that's what literally gay people, lesbian people, and bisexual people, that's their modus operandi. That's their MO, for Christ's sake. Now, with transsexuals, it's completely different. It's not about sexual gratification as the prime directive for being transgendered. The prime directive for being transgendered is a legitimate gender crisis in which they believe that they want to be the female in a relationship. They want to be a female as it pertains to real life. They want to be treated as if they were female. And the sexual gratification comes second. Third, maybe. So that's why I'm trying to say, folks, I mean, you know, I'm a capitalist. I don't care what people do. I don't care. I'm open to all individuals. All right, but once you start creating groups in which you feel your group deserves special recognition and special laws enacted so that you can suppress other groups, that's where I have a little bit of a problem. And that's what the LGBT, I'm talking about the organized faction of it, has become. It's become nothing more than a means to suppress other people. That's it. I mean, that's all there is to it. It's a means to suppress other people. And you see, that's not what it's about. Remember that. Anyway, I don't even know why I'm getting into this. The only reason I said that is because I know I make a lot of references to Barack Obama's wife being a transgendered. I mean, you couldn't get any more obvious. I don't want to get into that whole idea because that could take a whole damn show. But there's many YouTube videos on the subject that show a lot of damning evidence, to say the least. All right. Anyway, look, I'm sitting here. I'm going off keister here. Let's get back to what I'm talking about here, and I'm talking about Trump basically letting or forcing Vladimir Putin to say that, hey, look, I do want diplomatic relations with America. I just don't want to talk to this bottom bitch, tranny-loving Muslim, Barack Obama. I don't want to talk to him. I'm sick of him. I don't respect him. I don't even want to shake his hand. And if I do shake his hand, I want to put a rubber glove on it, for Christ's sake. And you see, Barack Obama has made us look like a bunch of bitches throughout the whole international community. No one respects us. Now that Donald Trump is elected president, all right, look at what's happening here. Vladimir Putin saying, Trump, quote, Trump and I agree U.S. and Russia relations must be straightened out. And on top of that, folks, guess who's coming around the pike now that Donald Trump is elected president? China. That's right. Did you hear what China said today? China says it wants to, quote, smooth military ties under Trump administration. I mean, this is what I'm talking about, folks. Nobody respected this president, man. That's why America has been bitched around the world stage for the past 8 years, man. No one respected this idiot that we call our president right now, Barack Obama, a.k.a. Barry Soetoro. Nobody likes this idiot. Nobody likes the exceptions, these idiots in the EU. These idiots in the EU and these morons in the UN, they love Obama because he literally bows down to these people. I mean, literally bows down. I mean, I'm surprised. I mean, to be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if the brownness of his face is from all the brown-nosing he does to the goddamn globalist. I'm pretty sure you can wipe that off. And anyway, look, I'm just saying, for Christ's sake. Now we've got Russia saying that it wants to, quote, have U.S. and Russia relations, quote, straightened out. And now we've got China saying it wants to, quote, smooth military ties under a Trump administration. It wants to smooth military ties. Because lest we forget, folks, there's a precarious situation happening right now at the South China Sea. All right? I mean, what the Chinese are doing are creating an artificial island in the middle of the goddamn China Sea and literally putting planes and ships and all kinds of military assets on this artificial island, and it's threatening the maritime autonomy of certain countries like Japan, like the Philippines, like Vietnam, like these countries within Asia. They are feeling a little uncomfortable with China creating a goddamn artificial island in the freaking South China Sea and claiming the whole goddamn thing belongs to them. And this precarious situation in the South China Sea has literally caused a strain within the relations of the United States and China, on top of a bunch of other things. But this one is the main focal point because China believes that the whole goddamn South China Sea belongs to them. All right? I'm serious. They think that the whole goddamn South China Sea belongs to them, for Christ's sake, because I guess it says China on it, for Christ's sake. I'm serious, man. They believe the South China Sea belongs to them because it has China on it, for Christ's sake. Good God. And anyway, folks, before I get on to anything else, I am obligated by Blog Talk Radio, because they are broadcasted within the borders of China, I am obligated to give a rebuttal to a representative of the Communist government of China any time that I am critical of the Communist government of China. So, unfortunately, folks, I have to do this. This is Blog Talk Radio forcing me to do this. We are broadcasted within the boundaries and the borders of China. I hate when I have to do this, but I have to. I mean, hey, we're broadcasted within China, all right? Anyway, is he on, engineer? All right, without any further ado, folks, this is a representative of the Communist government of China giving a rebuttal about anything that we have just talked about here. Jesus Christ, man. Is he there, engineer? All right, well, without any further ado, Mr. Fortune Cookie, are you there, sir? Oh.
You see, you motherfucker out there talking all kinds of garbage about the Communist government of China. You don't know nothing, Ghost. You talk about the South China Sea, but you don't know. The South China Sea belongs to China. It's got the word China in it, motherfucker. The South China Sea belongs to us. So for you, Ghost, to talk garbage about the Communist government of China, you don't know what you're talking about. And you better watch yourself, Ghost. Because we own your debt, motherfucker. We own all your debt, motherfucker. And when we come to collect, we're going to take over your country. And when we take over your country, we're going to put you and the capitalist army into a re-education camp. We're going to put you all in a re-education camp because we're taking a yeast That's right. Oh, we're taking a yeast. We're taking a yeast. And we're going to make sure that all you capitalist motherfucker that talk all kinds of garbage about the communist government of China, we're going to make sure that we re-educate your ass. That's right. So all you stupid American dumbass motherfucker who talk all kinds of garbage about the communist government of China, you better watch your mouth. And you want to know why we do what we do? You want to know why we do what we do? We do it for Chairman Mao. We do it for Chairman Mao. We do it for Chairman Mao. Oh no. Oh no, my stomach hurt. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, bad egg roll. Oh no. I have nothing else to say. I am Mr. Fortune Cookie. Thank you very much. All right, get this idiot off. Get him off. Get this moron off, for Christ's sake. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Look, I'm sorry, folks. All right, my apologies. I am sorry here. I have to give that person a rebuttal. I mean, Blog Talk Radio is broadcasted within the freaking borders of China, and because of that, we're obligated to do this. I mean, Jesus Christ. Anyway, let's not let that ruin the broadcast. I mean, because it's been a decent broadcast up to this point, for Christ's sake. I do want to reiterate once again that America is winning once again. Yes! Yes, baby, it's the Trump train. We're making America great again, baby. I mean, Trump isn't even president yet. And we've got Ford staying in the freaking country. We've got Carrier staying in the country, for Christ's sake. We've got freaking Vladimir Putin wanting to open up diplomatic relations with America. We've got China saying it wants better military ties with America. You even got the Philippine President Duarte, which called Obama's mother a son of a whore. Or he called Obama a son of a whore, excuse me. Even he wants to talk to Trump. Everybody wants to talk to Trump. You understand that? Everybody wants to talk to Trump because everybody knows that with Trump, America is going to be great again, and they respect this man. I mean, people don't understand. Respect gets respect. I remember when Donald Trump was running for president. Jesus Christ, this was probably back in April, March, maybe a little bit before that, maybe before I started the show again, in which in an interview, Donald Trump said he punched Putin in his mouth. And then a couple of days later, Putin comes out and says, you know what, I like that guy. You know what I'm saying? And the reason he said that is because respect gets respect. Always remember that. All right? Respect gets respect. And I hope that you people realize that. You understand that? I hope that you all realize that respect gets respect.
Support for this podcast comes from UTSA's Graduate School, which has a top-tier program for your field of study and outstanding opportunities for hands-on research and scholarly publishing. The University of Texas at San Antonio. Visit utsa.edu/graduate to learn more or apply.
Anyway, folks, I'm very excited about all the winning that is happening, for Christ's sake. I mean, didn't Donald Trump say that? we're going to be winning so much, you're going to say, I'm tired, Mr. President, of winning. I'm tired. And Donald Trump says, no, I'm going to keep winning. We're going to keep going because we're going to make America great again. God damn it, I can feel it, man. Can you feel it? I can feel it, man. I can feel the optimism, man. I can feel the economic growth coming on, man. I'm excited. I'm excited, man. And I'm excited for the country as well. All right? I'm excited for the goddamn country as well, for Christ's sake, man. Anyway, folks, hold on. What's going on, Templeton? Hold on, Templeton is raising his little head up for Christ. What do you want, Templeton? What's going on? Oh, great. The last thing I need is Templeton begging me over here for some kind of a treat or some kind of a food product or something. Good God, Templeton, what do you want? Templeton, Jesus Christ, folks. Look, for you folks who are unaware, I have a dog here, okay? And this dog, unfortunately, he just tends to every now and then. I mean, look at him. He's looking at me right now like a sad dog right now. Look at him. He's looking at me like I just took away his son or something. I don't know. What's your problem, Templeton? Good God. Anyway, folks, let me take a break here, folks. My apologies for this. I'm going to make this as quick as possible before Templeton starts making himself a caricature on the freaking show again. All right? So, without any further ado, we are in the third and final hour of the True Capitalist Radio broadcast. I am your host, the man they call Ghost. And once again, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. I will be right back, folks. I will be right back in a few short minutes. I don't want Templeton to be in a very uncomfortable, precarious situation. And I like the dog. I love this dog. You know, he's my dog. He's my dog. He's my baby. Wait a minute, I sound like an Asperger mother or something. Anyway, listen, I'll be right back after this, all right? Don't go anywhere, okay? I will be right back. We're going to go ahead and put the girl from Ipanema on, all right? That's it. The girl from Ipanema comes walking. Hey, go ahead and throw it on, engineer. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, folks. I'll be right back.
Listening to Ghost on True Capitalist Radio. True Capitalist Radio.
All right, I'm back, folks. As a matter of fact, we got Mrs. Ghost taking care of Templeton over here, so everything should be just fine. So if you happen to hear any noise in the background, it's Mrs. Ghost and Templeton over here. I'm going to continue to do the show, and hopefully Mrs. Ghost can, keep Templeton a little bit quiet because he is a mama's boy up in here. Anyway, folks, where the hell was I at, engineer? All right, well, we were talking a little bit about, how we just keep winning on the Trump train, folks. You know what I mean? I'm winning. We're winning, baby. Anyway, let me go ahead and move on to the last subject matter, folks, and then I'm going to go ahead and move on to Radio Graffiti. The big factor I want to talk about to close out this show is about Pizzagate. And the reason I want to continue to bring this up, folks, is because I don't think that there's enough people that are taking this serious. I think a lot of people are basically falling hook, line, and sinker with the mainstream media and are thinking that this is somehow fake news. This is not fake news, folks, okay? I mean, this is absolutely not fake news. This Pizzagate scenario is 100% real, and independent journalists are literally taking it upon themselves to open source this investigation. I mean, literally, that is what's happening right here on the internet. We are having an open source investigation. The capitalist army is taking part in it. I am taking part in it. There's a variety of different people taking part in it. And what you need to understand, folks, is that if you don't know what this is, or you're too afraid to know, or you've delved into it and it's too uncomfortable for you, well, then that's the reason why these sick, twisted, satanic, pedophile perverts are in power in today's government. Do you understand that? That same apprehension that you are basically feeling in an attempt to prohibit yourself from viewing the obvious, and the obvious is there. The proof is there. These people are sick, twisted, satanic pedophiles. And everybody needs to understand this, folks, all right? Everybody needs to understand this, and everybody needs to take this serious. I mean, these are children we're talking about here. These are innocent children, for heaven's sake. And as I stated in the previous broadcast, my investigations has led me to believe that it's not just a satanic pedophile network for these dumbass, sick, twisted, supposed elite sexual gratification. No, folks, this goes way deeper than that. This goes into sacrifice, murder. This goes into cannibalism. All right, folks? I mean, I'm going to be completely honest here with you, folks. I mean, they have incrementally brought it out that young people, their blood actually helps increase the body, and what I mean, increase the body's energy levels. It actually helps the internal organs get a little younger, so to speak. I mean, the reports were that the queen mother, the queen mom, this woman would literally be on the brink of death, and they would blood transfuse her with this goddamn blood from who the hell knows, but from young people, and it was like she was night and day in a snap. Peter Thiel, one of the guys that created PayPal with freaking Elon Musk, he's also come out and stated that he gets blood transfusions from young people all the time, and he feels great. As a matter of fact, that was another key component to the regimen, the drugging regimen of Lance Armstrong. Lance Armstrong used to constantly get blood transfusions all the time from young people. So if you put that into consideration, I mean, it kind of makes sense why these elites would be conducting themselves in some sick, sadistic, satanic, sacrificial, cannibalistic pedophilia, because if they honestly believe this, and there's scientific evidence that states that young people's blood actually helps increase the blood flow and actually regenerates the internal organs in that capacity, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a very, very harsh road to go down. But I think everybody needs to go down it, and you need to choose a side. You either need to choose the side of being on the part of goodness, on the part of saving children, on the part of shielding children from being victims of these disgusting satanic pedophiles. You need to protect your children. If they're not even your children, we need to just protect children. We need to watch out for children. We need to make sure that they're not being sexually molested. We need to make sure they're not being abused. We need to make sure they're not being used as sacrifice symbols for goddamn satanic black masses, for Christ's sake. And let me tell you, what we need to do is this. You want to combat the left? You want to combat the opposition? You want to confront these people? I strongly advise everybody. You want to truly get these people out of the closet. You confront these people based upon their pro-pedophile leanings. Because as far as I'm concerned, folks, if you're a pedophile, that's an automatic death sentence. If you're a pedophile, it's an automatic death sentence. I mean, hell, if you abuse children in any capacity, you should be put in jail for a long period of time. But you see, folks, what we've uncovered in Pizzagate, and by God, do your own investigation if you do not believe me. Do your own investigation. I mean, there is so much information pertaining to this. I mean, it's unreal. It's not just here in America, folks. It is a global phenomenon. The elites all over the world are practicing satanic, pedophile, cannibalistic magic. Whether you believe it or not, these people believe it. And if they believe it, then they're manifesting it into reality. So that's why I'm saying, folks, we need to uncover this, because what I feel is happening right now, and listen, let me tell you, I've never been a religious man, folks. You know me. But I think what's happening here is we're witnessing revelation. And not revelation in the sense that it's said in the Bible, in the literal sense. I think that we are witnessing it in a figurative sense. I truly believe this. And now what's being revealed is the true essence of this world. And what's being unveiled and what's being revealed is that the essence of this world is evil. What I've always said. I have always said this. Haven't I always said this? I said that, and listen to me, I'm not trying to freak people out. Everybody says that I scare them whenever I discuss these kinds of philosophical approaches to our reality. But if you can't take this, folks, then that's why you're in the position you're in, and these elites are in the position they're in. Because what did Jack Nicholson say in that one movie? You can't handle the truth. The bottom line is, folks, is if we take a look at the premise of this world, every living organism has to kill and eat another living organism in order to survive. And that means anything. That means, animals eating plants, animals eating other animals, freaking parasites eating the internal organs of animals and people. That means tumors. That means you name it. Freaking herpes, the warts, you name it. Whatever is a living organism, it is feeding off of you or feeding off of something else. That is the basis of life. Now, with that being said, is it really a holy thing to be here in this world? That's why I'm not trying to say that we should embrace the evil satanic pedophilia of the elites. But what you need to understand, folks, is why these morons justify themselves in what they are partaking in. And you see, there's two sides of that coin. There's two sides of that coin, because you've got, of course, these satanic pedophiles out here, and they're cannibals. They're justifying this because of what I just told you. Because they have an understanding. They know that death is life. Life is death. But you see, they take a darkness approach to it. All right? They take a darkness approach to it and embrace the darkness, embrace the evil. These elites honestly believe that because they can kill a child and chop up a child and literally do the most horrific, unimaginable things and do it without even breaking a heartbeat, they feel that they have power over everybody else. Over everybody else. They actually feel that they have power over the average everyday person because they could literally go into your home and kill your newborn baby and chop it up right in front of you while you're crying, and they can do it with a smile. And they can actually genuinely get off on that disgusting, despicable activity. These people think that they're powerful because of this. Now, there's a flip side to that coin, folks. You know, the farmers will probably know what I'm talking about. You see, folks, you people that are living in everyday America, the majority of you people don't kill your own food. I mean, just imagine if you had to kill the cow that is going to be your steak tonight, that's going to be your cheeseburger tonight. Huh? Just imagine you had to feed it every morning, like every rancher, every farmer. They go out, they feed the cow, they give it a name, you know, they treat it well, they feed it well, they try to give it a good life, only to kill it so that the farmer can eat it. Now, when the farmer kills it, the farmer feels bad. The farmer doesn't want to kill life. That's why the farmer folks praise before they eat the food. That's what the whole idea of prayer before eating comes from. It comes from the fact that they are thankful for the fact that this animal gave its life so that they can nourish their bodies and continue to sustain the continuity of their lives. And you see, you people, you selfish, disgusting people that are so self-centered and you're all about me, my, I. You people need to go kill your own food for once. You go slice a throat of a cow. You go slice the throat of a pig. You go tear the head off of a chicken. All right? You do this. You disembowel these things. You cut the cavities open. And let me tell you something. Let's see how hungry you are thereafter. Let's see how much of a big fat ass you are thereafter, for Christ's sake, man. So that's why I'm saying, folks, there's two sides to this issue. Because, folks, we're all evil. We're all imperfect. There's nobody perfect. There's nobody truly virtuous out here. There's nobody that genuinely cares about each and every living organism on this frickin' planet. But you see, folks, there are enough of us that realize that we don't want to live on this world in pain and in fear. We don't want to allow these ideas subjugate us into positions that have kept humans in bondage since the beginning of time. And that's why I'm telling you, folks, there's two sides to this coin here. You either a sick, disgusting, despicable, satanic, evil, blood-drinking, just disgusting, decadent piece of trash, or you realize that, yeah, this world is evil. And, yeah, I do have to kill and eat another living organism in order to sustain myself, in order to survive myself. But I'm thankful that I am the man or woman, in your case, anybody's case, that you are today. And that you are truly an individual, and you are free. You are free from the burdens of fear. You are free from the burdens of ridicule. You are free from the burdens of shame because you, within inside of you, have integrity. Within inside of you, you have pride. Within inside of you, you have the knowledge And that's why I'm telling you, folks, all right? That's why I'm telling you the only way that we are going to be able to overcome the evil that literally dominates us in humanity is if we understand it and regenerate a philosophy that does not embrace the dark side of life. You know, there's an old symbol that Asia come up with, the cultures of Asia came up with, the yin and the yang, the darkness and the light, the balance of good and evil. And you see, the Asians knew this for a long period of time. They knew everything about balance. Everything needs balance. Too much of anything is bad for you. I mean, just imagine all these peace-loving idiots. Look at what happened. The modern-day liberal today was the hippie back in the 70s, folks. And the hippie back in the 70s, believe it or not, they wanted to get away from the system. They wanted to produce their own food. They wanted to live in their own communities. They wanted to separate themselves from society and be self-sustaining. And they were open to all cultures. They were open to everybody. They were open to all frames of thought. And look at where it's come today, folks. These people are totalitarians, and these people are now a part of the satanic, pedophilic, sacrificial crap that is dominating our world today. So anyway, folks, look, I'm sorry. I know a lot of people are freaking out. I'm getting a lot of tweets from people saying, please stop talking about this. Look, folks, the bottom line is you can live like an ignorant sheep, or you can be one who herds them. You understand? And the only way you can herd the sheep is if you know how to control their minds. And how is the dark side controlling our minds? How is the elites at this point trying to control our minds? Through deception and fear. That's it. Everything that comes out of the elite's mouth, or politicians' mouths, it's freaking lies. It's a freaking lie. Everything's a goddamn lie. That's the basis of this power structure. It's a goddamn lie. It's a lie. I mean, haven't you noticed that's the basis of all the power structure in this world is a goddamn lie? And fear. Oh, you're going to get afflicted with this disease and Zika and avian flu and, the pig flu virus and all this crap, AIDS and all this crap. And if it ain't that, it's gangs and Black Lives Matter and wild Yehudis and war and deception and chemical weapons and biological weapons and nuclear war, and that's how they have us. And you see, folks, once you know the truth, once you understand this, what else is there to be afraid of? I'm serious, man. There's nothing to be afraid of. There's nothing to fear. What, you're going to die? We all die. You're born to die. You're born to die. So what the hell are you afraid of? We're all going to meet the inevitable end. What are you afraid of? Jesus Christ, folks. Anyway, look, I'm sorry. All right? I'm sorry. And I know that I'm probably getting off keister here. Let me lighten up here, all right? All I'm simply stating is that the way we combat this evil is if we combat them with evil as well. And what I mean by this is not becoming molesters and pedophiles and blood drinkers and sacrifice to crap to freaking Satan or Moloch or whatever deity that these people are worshiping out here, all right? What I mean is that we have to combat these people with the same level of evil. Because remember, we're born to die, folks. Death is life. Life is death. We got to confront them by putting in their face that we know you're Satanist. We know you're pedophiles. We know you're sick, twisted pieces of garbage. And the only way that we're going to get rid of you is if we systematically eliminate you. Now, how do we do that? All we have to do, folks, is emphasize as a group, as a mass, that anybody who molests children should be put to death. I'm serious. Anybody who molests children, anybody who robs children of their innocence, anybody who physically kills a child, anybody who physically harms a child to a capacity in which it just ruins their childhood, you should be put to death. And if we make this our backbone, and you know, I know this is in opposition to a lot of conservatives, which are pro-life. But you have to remember, folks, all right? If no one is going to take care of that child, who's going to take care of it? And if no one's going to take care of it, then don't you think that's ample opportunity for these sick, twisted, pedophile Satanists to kidnap these kids and use them in their sick, twisted, satanic black ritual, for Christ's sake? So look, folks, all I'm stating is that anybody who kills children, anybody who has any kind of sexual gratification towards children, any of this crap, you should be put to death. No exceptions. And once we start throwing that hard line around, I guarantee you these people will be more afraid than they are now. I mean, look at these people now. They're pretending that it's a big joke. These pizza owners of these pizza joints that are alleged in this Pizzagate, they're just claiming that, oh, don't worry, it was just a joke. Yeah, but why did you have pictures of a little girl taped down to a table?
What are you talking about? I was just kidding. That was my goddaughter. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but what was that, like, murder room that you had pictured there where you put #killroom? What was that about?
Oh, come on. I'm just joking around. It's a joke. I'm just joking.
I'm telling you, we confront these people, and we as a whole community, as the Trump train, as the people on the right of the perspective, if we wholeheartedly say that anybody who molests a child, anybody who kills a child should be put to death, these people will be scared crapless. I'm telling you, they'll be scared crapless, man. So that's why I'm saying, man, we can no longer allow any form of child pornography, exploitation of children, this crap at Tony Podesta's house, these freaking paintings of children in freaking bondage and tied up, and I mean, what the hell is this crap? That should not be acceptable, man. Tony Podesta should be arrested just for having that crap. There's nothing artistic about molesting children. There's no freaking artistic about putting children in sexually... There's nothing artistic about this crap.
Support for this podcast comes from UTSA. UTSA's graduate school has a top-tier program for your field of study and offers outstanding opportunities for hands-on research and scholarly publishing. The academic community of UTSA features a world-class faculty, a professional development center, and mentoring programs to contribute to your future success. UTSA, the University of Texas at San Antonio. Visit utsa.edu/graduate to learn more or apply.
With AT&T, take your U.S. plan to Mexico at no extra charge when you choose an eligible plan. Place calls, send text, and enjoy your plan data in Mexico like in the U.S. It's that easy. AT&T, mobilizing your world. Subject to plan rates, terms, international fees, overage charges, or data speeds. Restrictions apply. See store for plan details.
Jesus Christ, man. Look, I know I'm going off keister here, folks. I know that I'm just going overboard. But, folks, we have to confront this Pizzagate crap, man. This is not a joke. We cannot allow this to go under the radar anymore. We can't allow the mainstream media to pretend that it's fake and to ridicule anybody who is investigating this as a crack pipe, as a conspiracy theorist, or anything to that capacity. We have to push forward. We have to shove this information in people's faces. It's for real. I don't care how much people don't want to hear it. I don't care how much it ruins their perspective on life. That's what people need. Give me the mic. That's what people need at this point in time, folks. People need their little stupid pissing ground of a perspective completely ruined and reestablished, for heaven's sake. I'm serious. I'm not kidding around. As a matter of fact, folks, here, thank you very much, Mark Montag. I'm about to tweet right now, retweet some of the artwork that's hanging on Tony Podesta, that's John Podesta's brother, that's hanging all over his house. Here it is. And people call this brilliant artwork, some of the greatest pieces of all time. Look at this crap! Look! Look! Look at this disgusting garbage, man. I just retweeted it. Look at this garbage. This is what's leading our country. This is what's making our laws, for Christ's sake, man. Look at this goddamn crap. I'm not joking. Go to my freaking Twitter right now. Politics Ghost. Right now. And you need to look at it for yourself. This is what Tony Podesta, John Podesta's brother, has hanging all over his goddamn walls at his house. As a matter of fact, folks, they call Tony Podesta one of the premier art collectors in Washington, D.C. He opens up his home as a, quote, gallery so he can have his little galas, and they appreciate this sick, twisted crap. Oh, God. Jesus. Joe, look at this. This is disgusting. This man should be in jail just for having this, and the artist that freaking drew this should be put into freaking an institution. But no, you know, this is artwork, isn't it? This is art, right? This is artwork. Oh my God! Let me tell you, I'm done with this crap. I'm about to flip out. I'm going to be honest with you. Every time I think about Pizzagate, every time I think about what these people are doing, it makes me want to get physically violent with somebody. I'm not joking around. Listen to me. I'm trying to calm down. I'm trying to keep a level head about this, but it's very hard for a person like myself to know about this, to not go out and start kicking some ass. I mean, physically beating people's asses. I'm not joking around. I mean, putting people into. I got to calm down, folks. Listen to me. I'm not advocating anything of that capacity, but I'm telling you, it's very, very hard to keep calm when I know for a fact that these goddamn sick, sadistic pieces of goddamn garbage are walking the face of the planet and think that they are getting away with this crap. They are getting away with this crap. Oh my God. Anyway, listen to me. I'm done with this garbage, man. I'm going to get very freaking violent if I don't stop talking about this. I'm not joking around. I may start going outside and start, punching the first idiot that has hipster glasses on. I'm not joking around. So I better calm my ass down here and let's lighten it up. All right, I'll go ahead and get to everybody's favorite part of the broadcast, and I'm talking about radio graffiti. All right, now look, I'm not in a very good mood right now. I mean, every time I think about this Pizzagate, every time I talk about it, I'm going to be honest with you. I wake up at night now thinking about this garbage, that I can't believe that this is the world we're living in, that these leaders are partaking in this sick, sadistic, twisted garbage. Man, this has gotten me closer to the Creator than anything else in my life. I've never been a religious man, folks. But let me tell you something. I have gotten closer, not to God, because whoever the God of this world is, I've always said it. Didn't I always say it? The God of this world is not the creator of this world, and the God of this world is definitely not somebody who's anything holy. All right? I mean, if you don't believe me, take a look at the people that are running the goddamn country. You understand that? Anyway, let me go ahead and get to Radio Graffiti, for Christ's sake. Anyway, listen, I'm not in a very good mood. I don't know if I'm going to do Radio Graffiti for a long time, especially, that's why when I hear these idiots make these freaking, molester type of freaking splices, man, I'm serious. If you think that's funny, I think you should be castrated. I'm not joking. If you think that's funny, I think that you should be gang raped by, like, freaking 8 or 9 big buck black freaking 15.5-inch assholes, man. I'm not joking around. I think you should be physically assaulted if you think that making fun of anything in relation to child molestation or pedophilia, if you think that's funny, you should be physically assaulted as far as I'm concerned. You should be put to death. All right, I'm not joking around. There is nothing funny about pedophilia. There is nothing funny about robbing a child of their innocence. There's nothing funny about that. Anyway, folks, let me go ahead and move on. Do we have any freaking Radio Graffiti callers there, engineer? It's okay, engineer. I know. I'm sorry, man. I don't mean to be talking about this stuff, but it has to be said, man. It has to be said. So don't worry. Don't be scared, engineer. Everything's all right, all right? It's all right, engineer. Jesus Christ, man. It'll be all right, man. Anyway, listen, let's go ahead and get to everybody's favorite part of the broadcast. I'm talking about Radio Graffiti, and let's go ahead and get to it right now. Anyway, and let me tell you, I'm not in the mood for any of this ridiculousness garbage, man. I'm not. I'm just about had it, man. I just can't believe that this is happening in our world, man. That our leaders are partaking in this sick, twisted garbage, man. Anyway, before I take a call here, I want to remind everybody Mrs. Ghost's autograph is still for sale, folks, okay? Go to ghost.market. Put that in your web browser right now, ghost.market. And as I stated, folks, there's a lot of people that are buying 5 or more. I don't know why, but they're buying 5 or more of my wife's autograph at a time. And there's been some people that did the same thing with the engineer. Since people are doing that, folks, I feel that it's only fair for me to go ahead and send off one of my autographs, you know what I'm saying, one of the ones that was for sale, that is no longer for sale. If you're buying 5 or more, and I'm going to go ahead and send it to the guy that purchased like 10 or 15 engineer autographs, and anybody who does that, I'm going to do that. I mean, I just think it's right, man. It's the right thing to do. This does not include Templeton, okay? Because Templeton didn't autograph anything, all right? We just took a picture of his paw, all right? Anyway, but I just feel it's the only right thing to do. And you know what? Since I've done that, these things are freaking selling off like hotcakes. And listen to me. I didn't say that for you people to buy these things like they're going out of style. I just said that because I appreciate people who are making a substantial amount of investment in the show, man. So anyway, folks, let's just go ahead and let's get to everybody's favorite part of the broadcast, and I'm talking about Radio Graffiti, all right? How about Anonymous, Radio Graffiti? Oh, Jesus Christ. Are we Helen Keller deaf muting it now? Is that it? Anonymous, Radio Graffiti. Children in bondage. I'm serious, man. There's nothing to be afraid of. Yeah, you see that? That's what I'm talking about right there. You see that? And let me tell you, if I find out who you are, and I swear to God, I'm not joking around. If I find out who you are and somebody rats you out, and you stupid internet people, you think that,
I'm gonna say something to Ghost. I'm gonna make a child molestation splice, and I'm gonna piss him off.
let me explain something to you. One of your friends, your little internet friends, are going to sell you out, and I will be more than happy to throw the wrath of the internet at your stupid child molester ass. I'm not joking around, man. I'm sick of this fucking pedophile child molestation crap. If I find out any of you that are doing this, if I find out who you are, I promise you, I swear to God, I will freaking make sure that you that you're taken off the freaking internet. I'm sick of you freaking pedophile freaks. Seriously, man. And I'm going to find out who your freaking mothers and fathers are so I can ask them what type of faggoty-ass crap popped out of this idiot's nutsack. What kind of child did you raise, for Christ's sake? Anonymous Radio Graffiti. Yeah, you know, why don't you turn down the freaking radio, you dumbass crack? Anonymous Radio Graffiti. Oh, great. Yeah, but you're what are you watching My Little Pony, you freaking idiot? 973 Radio Graffiti.
Hi, guys. Today is Mark Twain's birthday, so happy birthday, Mark Twain. 1983.
All right. Well, hey, there you go. Mark Twain, it's his birthday today. That's great. Hey, why don't I go kick it with Huckleberry Finn, for Christ's sake, so we can kick Tom Sawyer in his ass? How about that? How about 323 Radio Graffiti?
Protagonist radio, which was the only thing that kept him from killing himself. It was the only thing that kept him going. Every day he used the online platform as a cry for help, letting his thousands of uncaring listeners throughout the world know that he was jaded and depressed, and that it was driving his alcoholism, which he denied but secretly hoped someone would care enough about to simply say, "Hey Ghost, is everything okay?" But everything was not okay. It never...
You know what? Shut up, all right? First of all, I'm not a alcoholic, asshole. I'm a connoisseur, all right? I mean, you know, I'm not out here drinking Pate Thinner or something, all right? I mean, I get some pretty good alcohol, all right? I mean, I'm not out here chugging Mad Dog 2020 or Boone's Farm or any of that crap, all right? So get the hell out of here with that stuff. Anonymous Radio Graffiti.
Because Papa John gives you. With Papa's quality guarantee, if you don't love your pizza, we'll deliver you another one.
Yeah, okay, yeah, real funny, you idiot. Jesus Christ. How about 347 Radio Graffiti?
What's up, Ghost? Shout out to the engineer.
All right, they're shouting you out, engineer. Jesus Christ, man. He appreciates it, for Christ's sake. And look, don't be scared, engineer. Everything's going to be all right, all right? All right, how about Anonymous Radio Graffiti?
We like pizza in the morning. We like pizza every day. We like pizza in the evening. We like pizza anyway. I like pizza, pepperoni, mozzarella, and anchovy. I like pizza with salami, eggs and cheese and oil.
Oh, my God, man. I'm telling you, you know, you guys are really sick, twisted pricks. I'm not joking around. You know, if you know a troll that's doing this, man, please unearth this idiot. I mean, I'm not joking around. Put these idiots on blast. I mean, this is not funny. I'm not joking around, you know, talking garbage about molesting children and laughing about it. It's not funny, man. I genuinely believe that anybody who finds humor in this stuff should be completely beaten to a bloody pulp, if not worse. So I'm telling you, I am not joking. If I find out who you people are, I will put you out on blast, you assholes. All right? And don't think that one of your friends ain't going to just forward your information because they've always hated you to begin with. Because I'm serious, man. I'm not joking around. I'm not fucking around. I'm not joking, man. 559 Radio Graffiti.
Ghost aliens are real. They walk among us. So are the aliens with their chemtrails. It's all about the aliens, Ghost.
Yeah, okay, yeah, great. Yeah, and then we wonder why molester Satanists can lead America and the world when we got idiots like this who think that aliens are walking among us and working with us, for Christ's sake. Just shut up, man. Just shut up. 651 Radio Graffiti. I'm telling you, Horny the Clown, you got to get better than that, man. 503 Radio Graffiti. I mean, why are you even calling up? Seriously, why do you dumbasses even call up, man? I mean, you're on a telephone. Say anything. It's Radio Graffiti, you dumb jagoffs. I mean, seriously, man. I'm telling you, if I keep getting Helen Keller deaf mutes and these dumbass molester calls, I'm out of here, man. I'm not going to sit here and do this crap. You know what I mean? I'm not joking around. I'm not kidding. I'm going to... Anonymous, Radio Graffiti. This is Sparta, Radio Graffiti.
This is True Betrayal Radio. True Betrayal Radio.
I am your host, the man they call Ghost.
The badass of loneliness.
Give him backstabbing quote-unquote friends, or give him death.
Correct. No! No!
Broadcasting from his armored house of paranoia to protect from backstabbers in beautiful San Antonio, Texas. And now, he'll take it from here. Your host, the unlucky of the unlucky, the paranoid hambone they call Ghost.
Yeah, you know what? Real funny. You know what? I'm not really feeling this, man. I'm serious. I'm not feeling this at all. I'm really not feeling this at all. I mean, I don't know, man. I just I don't like the fact that I've actually got, people who actually believe that, making fun of child molestation and pedophilia is funny. And, if Radio Graffiti is going to provide that platform for these idiots, well, man, maybe I should make Radio Graffiti shorter and shorter. Because seriously, I don't want those people listening to me. As a matter of fact, I just don't listen to me. If you think that making fun of child molestation and pedophilia is funny, then turn off my show right now. Seriously. I'm not joking around. Just turn off my freaking show right now. And I'm telling you, if Radio Graffiti it's cut down, maybe short, maybe down to one day, I mean, who the hell knows? You can thank those idiots that decided that they were going to continue to play these pedophile child molestation splices and thought it was real cute. So if you want to blame somebody, if Radio Graffiti is finally taken off for good, you can blame those people and dispense justice with extreme prejudice, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm saying? I'm not joking around. And people are saying, yeah, you know what, Ghost, why don't you take about 3 or 4 Radio Graffiti calls, and if they all suck, then just don't do it. And you know what? I think you're right. Thanks, Mark Montag. I think I'm going to do that. And let me tell you, you can thank the assholes that are out here making these molestation splices and child pedophile splices. You can thank them. So if you want to get pissed at why Radio Graffiti is no longer around, you can thank them and dox them and freaking hack them and whatever. Take them off the internet, for Christ's sake. And people are already telling me, get rid of Radio Graffiti. It's turned into nothing but trash. People are like, it's a bunch of dumbasses and bronies. I mean, listen, people are really getting pissed off here. I mean, and look, I have a lot of real listeners. You know what I mean? So anyway, all I'm saying is that we need to start taking out these pedophiles. I mean, that's the only way we're going to rectify our country. That's the only way we're going to rectify our world. We have to go with unadulterated prejudice. We have to go after these pedophiles, and we have to out them. We have to, man, if necessary, we have to take it upon ourselves to dispense justice if necessary. I'm not kidding around. I'm not joking. I'm not messing around. If I knew there was somebody in front of me, all right? I mean, if there was somebody in front of me that actually admitted that they were, liking child molestation or pedophilia or trying to make a case for it, I would severely beat the living bejesus out of this idiot, and I wouldn't care if I went to jail for it. I would take it to trial, and I would look at that jury and say, I'd like to see you try to convict me to the maximum capacity for beating a goddamn pedophile. You understand that? So anyway, and people are like, Radio Graffiti is the only reason that everybody listens to. No, it's not, you dumbass. It's the only reason that, with all due respect to the Brony Network, I mean, he's a good kid. It's the only reason you idiots, you dumbasses, you man-children who can't grow up and continue to wax your carrot to a cartoon, that's what you think. I mean, you idiots don't understand that True Capitalist Radio is not you stupid morons. All right, there's only a couple of hundred of you idiots that listen in that stupid freaking chat room anyway. All right? I've got 65,000 live listeners that listen to me on a consistent basis, and they don't like social media. They're not on Twitter. All right? I mean, you have to understand, folks. All right? You have to understand, I'm listened to throughout all over the world. I mean, that's a beautiful part about Blog Talk Radio. I mean, I've got capitalists, you name them. You name them. New Zealand, Australia, South Korea, Sri Lanka, India, Japan. I mean, you name them, man. You name the country. A bunch from Britannia, Germany, France, Sweden, Norway, Iceland. I mean, I could go on and on. Dubai, the Middle East. I mean, I'm not joking, man. So for all you idiots that are in the freaking pony chat over there that believe that, oh, well, if he doesn't do Radio Graffiti, I'm not going to listen anymore. I don't care if you listen. That's what you don't understand. I don't care. I'm serious. And moreover, folks, with all due respect, I mean, the Radio Graffiti, I mean, it is a manifestation for the lack of personality that's around in today's world. Do you notice that? I mean, you go back in the archive, I mean, there was a little bit of personality with some of these trolls back then, you know? I mean, they'd actually concoct a level of character and actually had the balls to say something on the air when I called on them. These kids can't say dick, all right, unless there was one in their face. You understand that? I mean, they can't say anything, they can't do anything, they can't make sense. Every time somebody tries to talk to me that's in this capacity, they talk to me as if they're asking me a question. You know it, you've heard them.
Hi, Ghost. I was just wondering, I saw your show the other day, and I thought it was kind of rough, and I can't really believe it, and I mean, just give me a freaking break. I'm serious. Give me a freaking break, man. I'm just tired. I'm tired of it. All right? And let me tell you, with all due respect to the people that really enjoy Radio Graffiti at this point in time, I mean, it's pretty freaking dumb. I mean, don't get me wrong, it pisses me off with some of these splices and so on and so forth, but that's all it is. You know, there's no personalities, there's no, actual setups for any kind of pranks or any kind of characters or anything of that nature. You know what I mean? So all I'm saying is, man, is that this I may just get rid of the freaking Radio Graffiti. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. But, man, I mean, you all heard what I just took, man. I mean, I took about at least 10, 15 calls, all sucked the chrome off of a 57 Chevy bumper. You know what I mean? All a bunch of idiots. And look, and did you see what happened? Did you see what these idiots, and I guarantee you they're from that one of these stupid dumbass man-children chat rooms out here
where they think it's real funny to make fun of pedophilia and child molestation, even though I just made a freaking tirade about it. And they think it's funny. I swear to God, man, if you know who these people are, do something about it. All right? If not, you're condoning this pedophilia. If not, you're condoning Satanism. And if you are condoning that, then don't act like some virtuous asshole. Do you understand me? So anyway, and look, somebody by the name of Santa Pool Forever was saying, I'm only here because of Radio Graffiti and Twitter shoutouts. Well, then get the hell out of here. You're a troll. Do you think I give a crap if you're listening? You're a waste of life, with all due respect, all right? With a name like that. You're a waste of human life, all right? You're not going to make anything of yourself, so get out. Why are you even here? I mean, seriously, get out. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Anyway, listen to me. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I'm just not digging today's Radio Graffiti, especially when you've got idiots out here thinking it's funny to make splices out of child molestation and pedophilia. All right? And I know that these idiots are going to continue to do it, and that's why, hey, Radio Graffiti is going to go away. So tomorrow when I hear this again, I hear stupid child molestation and pedophile-type splices, it's just going to go away. So you can blame those guys, and if you know who those guys are, well, then you better do something about it. All right, you like Radio Graffiti, you like Twitter shoutouts, then you need to do something about it. You know, I need to call for some self-regulation out here. If you all truly appreciate this stuff, well, then start self-regulating yourself then, all right? I'm serious. Start self-regulating yourself and start outing some of these people. I'm not joking. I mean, go to go to Pastebin, and just start throwing the docs on these people and who they are, what they did, and let it be known to everybody. I'm serious, man. I am not going to put up with any of this child molestation, pedophile crap. Not after Pizzagate, man. Not after Pizzagate. And people are saying that maybe I should just take non-anonymous callers. And you know what? Maybe I should. You know, but we shall see, man. Anyway, look, I want to thank everybody for tuning in with me. And listen to me. I probably ruined today's Radio Graffiti, I'm going to be honest with you, with the diatribe that I was conducting prior. But, man, I can't stand it, man. It had to be said. And as I stated, I personally believe that we all have to personally go after these pedophiles. And we have to instill fear in them. We got to instill so much fear that they ain't going to even be able to say code words about it. They're not even going to be able to make code words and laugh about it and post Instagrams about it and all this crap. So anyway, and people are asking, hey, how do I get into the inner circle? How do I get into the inner circle? Jesus Christ, man. Listen, all right, man, I don't even know. Listen, there are some slots in the inner circle, okay? And I do want to make it a little bit more of a number. We don't necessarily have full 300 at this point in time. But I'm going to be honest with you. If I do sell other inner circle slots, it's only going to be like maybe about 50. Maybe about 50. And that's because we've had some people in the inner circle for whatever reason that decided that they didn't want to be in it anymore. They're, gone rogue, whatever. So I'm thinking about 50, maybe 60. But once that happens, folks, I am in the works of making my own social media website exclusively for the inner circle, so that we can kind of all kick back and we can all. Everybody who's a exclusive inner circle member can finally, conduct themselves in their own social media network. So that's basically what I'm doing. So that's why I'm thinking, we're going to maybe add about 50 or 60, and that's it. And they're not going to be at the same price as they were before, folks. You should have taken it back then. So anyway, listen, that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not in a rush to do that. I'm going to be completely honest with you. So don't expect that to happen anytime in the near future. But anyway, I would like to remind everybody that we do have my wife's autograph still up for sale at ghost.market. And to be honest with you, folks, I am going to put up another shirt that is going to be a little bit more universally appealing to folks. And when you see it, you're probably going to be like, you know what, I can get one of those. And it's not going to be anything, it's going to be kind of show-related, but not show-related. So I may put that up this evening if you want to take a look at it. We're going to try to make it a two-color scheme on the shirt so that it can be a little bit more inexpensive so that, folks can, partake in purchasing a shirt or purchasing a sticker, and it won't be as expensive. What makes it so expensive is the multicoloring, printing stuff on the back, so on and so forth. So be on the lookout for that tonight, because I think people are going to really appreciate this next shirt that I'm coming up with. It has nothing to do with the show per se, but it has something to do with memes and 4chan and that sort of thing. So it's going to be kind of cool. Anyway, folks, I want to thank you very much for tuning in with me. My apologies for being a sourpuss there at the end of the show, but by God, I am sick of this goddamn satanic, pedophile, cannibalistic network that's being unearthed via Pizzagate. And I strongly advise you folks, please research Pizzagate for yourself if you don't believe me, or you don't believe the hype, or you don't believe the news. Research it for yourself. You are on the internet. You have the knowledge at your fingertips. Anyway, folks, I will be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, right here on the official website of the True Capitalist Radio Show. It is blogtalkradio.com/ghost. That's blogtalkradio.com/ghost. And, of course, follow me on Twitter, folks. The Twitter name to follow is PoliticsGhost. All one word, no underscores, folks. Politics Ghost is the name to follow. All right? Anyway, folks, once again, if you buy 5 or more of my wife's autograph, I will go ahead and throw in a free Ghost Capitalism or Death autograph if you didn't get it the first time, folks. So once again, I'm just saying. Anyway, long live the capitalist army, baby. Yeah!